college, multiple locations. Register now for second intensive through October. Take advantage of a full semester in math, English, art, entrepreneurship, and the list goes on and on. Our website is www.eastms.edu. Apply now. For scuba, call David Williams. And at Golden Triangle, call Tawana Bauer. By the way, register now.
Lions football is on the air.
And looking near side, fade pattern for Brazel once again. He leaps up and catches it. Touchdown, EMCC.
You play for opportunities like this, and you play hard, and you let them know we're coming and we're bringing something with us.
And now for tonight's gridiron action, here is the voice of the Lions, Jason Crowder.
Good afternoon and welcome to Sullivan Wyndham Field on the campus of East Mississippi Community College, where it's playoff football action today. It's the first round of the MAJC playoffs. Number 1 out of the North and number 1 in the country, EMCC, hosting the number 2 out of the South Division in MAJC play, 16th ranked Copiah-Lincoln. And this is a Copiah-Lincoln team that came in here in 2012 and gave EMCC their first and only loss here at the new facility. Now, Sullivan Wyndham Field is no longer new. It opened up in 2011, but EMCC has just been absolutely dominant here, winning 99% of their games. And there's a confident Copiah-Lincoln group coming in that's 6-3 on the year, 5-1 in South Division play. Their only hiccup was to Jones in Ellisville a couple of weeks ago. That was to decide who would be the number 1 seed from the South Division. Hello, everybody. I'm Jason Crowder, along with Jonathan Holmes and Glenn Beard. It's our pregame show as we get set for this 2 p.m. kickoff today on a absolute gorgeous fall afternoon in the state of Mississippi. Scuba could not be any nicer today. 72 for the high, and it's sunny skies, not a cloud to be seen straight ahead of us and a little bit to the right or the left. I think there's some little puffy white clouds to the south of us, but no rain expected today, and it's going to be perfect football weather. And Jonathan, you and I were talking about it a moment ago. Copiah-Lincoln is a confident group that's coming in here. They know they've had success against EMCC, not only here in Scuba, but also in Wesson. The last time these two teams met, it was an overtime win that broke a 25-game win streak by EMCC. So they're not scared of the red and black today, and they've got some players that could come in here and make an impact.
Glenn Davis, the head coach, really sets the tempo for this team. He's been there 15 years. He's developed a great coaching staff. He's developed great players. He's a great recruiter, and his excitement and the way he presents himself really spreads throughout this team. They're going to come in here excited. They're going to come in here ready to play, and they're going to come in here thinking that they can beat the EMCC Lions.
Let's go down into the field to the third member of our broadcast crew, Glenn Beard, and it's finally perfect conditions for him. Probably won't sweat too much today. You're not going to get wet today. It's going to be beautiful, but there was a little bit of a spirited happening on the field just a moment ago. Copiah-Lincoln was warming up to our right, and when the EMCC came out onto the field, Copiah-Lincoln started dancing around and shouting out things towards the EMCC football team, trying to kind of add a little extra flavor to this rivalry going into the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, Jason, you're absolutely right. Spirited, yeah, that's one way to describe it. On the other hand, maybe there's some bad blood there because, if you look on the other sideline, you've got William Jones, who used to be the defensive coordinator here at East Mississippi. Matter of fact, we met in midfield and had a little cry there, so you've got that. But anyway, so there is some animosity right there and some things to hype up into the things. And, Copiah-Lincoln's players even started talking trash to me. I had the microphone in my pocket. I guess I looked like a coach. I don't know. And they were just I was like, and I pulled the mic out and I was like, gosh, you're wasting your oxygen right now. I don't care. So, I mean, it's really going to be a good game, guys. I mean, this is going to be a battle. And what's online? A state championship for both teams, of course, but East Mississippi playing for something even more. Not only a state championship, but also a national title possibly on the line.
Glenn, we're going to keep it on the field with you real quickly. We're going to dive into this game a little bit more as the pregame show goes on, but just to kind of tease everybody, what is probably the biggest thing that Copiah-Lincoln has going for them coming into this game facing EMCC?
Well, Jason, just the fact that the coaching staffs know each other, with William Jones being there, I think that's their biggest asset. But also on our sideline, our coaches know their coaches as well. And then, of course, you've got the players. I mean, there's just outstanding players all over the field for both teams. But offensively, I think Copiah-Lincoln, that's going to be their strong point. They're going to mix it up well and try to make things happen. But at the same time, that's our strong point as well is East Mississippi's defense. So that plays into our strong point. Cliff Collins done an outstanding job as defensive coordinator of the Lions the last 2 years, and I expect even more today.
Thank you, Glenn. We'll be checking back in with you here in a couple of minutes. EMCC's on its quest for a third straight state title. And the other game going on, fifth-ranked South Division or North Division runner-up is Northwest Mississippi. They travel to Ellisville today at 2 p.m. They're going to be taking on the number 6 team in the country and also South Division champ Jones. EMCC's going for 4 unbeaten regular seasons. Actually just completed their 4th unbeaten regular season, trying to go for their 4th unbeaten season overall. And they've had 8 undefeated MAJC North Division regular seasons, and they won their North Division title this past year. The Lions on a 12-3 composite state playoff record over the past decade. EMCC won back-to-back state titles in 2013, 2014, and also in 2011, and won one in 2009. The Lions are winners of their last 83 of 88 games and a winning streak of 14 consecutive games right now. And Jonathan, the Lions are going to boast the state's #1 offense versus the #1 defense. It's, of course, their own defense. EMCC's #1 in both categories, but they're going to be facing a team today. Glenn talked about the players a little bit. They've got some guys that have some talent, and I think Buddy Stevens says maybe this isn't going to be the most talented team that they could possibly face in the playoffs and maybe for a national championship, but certainly have the most talented players.
Yeah, they are very talented, and you know, Glenn mentioned it, these two teams know each other. You've got kids from the same schools on either team, so they're going to know each other very well. That's going to throw a little bit of a competitive edge in there for one team or another, but I'll tell you, I'm excited coming to the game today. I was thinking, what does the EMCC have to do today to control this game? And the thing they have to do is to do the thing that they do best, and that's play defense. Over the years, you'll think offense when you think EMCC, but this year, the defense from this program is outstanding, and of course, we'll dive deeper into that here in just a couple of moments.
Thank you, Jonathan. We'll check back in with you a little bit later, but next we're going to check in with the head football coach of EMCC. Buddy Stevens joined me earlier this week to talk about today's game with the Colin Wolves as the Mighty Lion Marching Band comes out onto the field. They're about to entertain the crowd for pregame. We'll be back with that interview with Coach Stevens on the Lions Radio Network.
Opportunity happens at East Mississippi Community College. The opportunity to jumpstart your education with our affordable tuition and financial aid options. The opportunity to explore many career paths with our industry-leading workforce training and academic programs. The opportunity to become a national champion on and off the field. Turn opportunity into reality. Register today at East Mississippi Community College. Opportunity happens here.
That means it's time for the playoffs. It's either do or die right now as EMCC ranked #1 in the country after a 9-0 perfect regular season. But the new season begins, and head coach Buddy Stevens joins us now to talk about the new season. Buddy, let's reflect back on the 9-0 start. I know there's some things that you want your team to be doing better as we go playoffs. What are some of those things?
The big thing is I want our guys to be
meticulous about doing things, the right way, making sure that we're great on our steps. We're really good at blocking and tackling and running to the ball, and we're precise on our throws. You just want to sharpen everything up at this time of year. You've basically got all your offense in, except for just a few things that you might want to scheme against another team. Same thing about your defense, and you make some little tweaks there and in the special teams. And right now, I just want our guys to be as good as they can be the best team East Mississippi can be, and then see where the chips fall at the end of the day. But again, if you stick with our philosophy of being 1-0 at the end of each week, if we're 1-0 after this one, we get to play another one. If not, season's over with. Pack up the helmets and we start recruiting for next year. And we're just not ready for that. That's not something that we're used to, and we don't want to have to do that early.
What are you pleased with your team going into the playoffs, that you're kind of comfortable with what they're doing?
Well, I mean, I keep harping on the offense about trying to be better in our execution. I mean, we're ranked number 1 in the state in scoring and number 1 in total offense. We're ranked number 5, nationally in total offense. So even though we're not as good as we can be so much better, and we're still pretty good. So you kind of try to you almost like you're beating the horse that's winning the race, and we don't want to do that. We want to be better. I see where we can be better. Defensively, we want to make sure we tackle and run to the ball well, play with a tremendous amount of enthusiasm the whole game, play an entire 4 quarters of just great get after it football, and we've been doing that, very pleased with that. We just want to keep that up. And then, special teams, we just want to, I think we've been good at special teams. There's still things we can get better at. Still better at punt coverage and kickoff coverage. We've had a couple of issues there, and we just want to be solid and not let anything bad happen and make something good happen on special teams this week.
Of course, it helps too. Your defense, also the number 1 scoring defense in the state as well. Usually, we talk about the health of the team towards the end of the broadcast, or the interview, I should say, but we got to talk about it now because you've been kind of banged up going down the stretch of the season. Where are we as far as health going into this game with Colin?
I think we're as healthy as we've been all year long, really, except for maybe going into the first or second ball game. We've held some guys out in the last couple of weeks, and now we'll have everybody back, with the exception of VJ Miller and LaQuinston Sharp. We'll have 53 strong and ready to go guys, and I think everybody's as healthy as they've been in a long, long time.
And, of course, Buddy, taking on a Colin team today that is very, very good. They've got a team that's loaded with a lot of future D1 players. What concerns you the most about the Wolfpack?
They are. They're loaded. They're a very, very talented team. They've got a lot of really good football players all over the place. What we've got to do is we've got to minimize, their effect on the game and try to exploit those weaknesses that we feel like they have. And I think if we can do that, we're patient, and don't try to score 50 points in one drive. You can't do that. So you just have to go out and play each play and get the most out of it. And I think if we, I'm just saying, Colin is a very, very talented team, and gosh almighty, they do. They've got a lot of really good, talented players. Probably the most talented team we've played all year long, without a doubt. So it'll be a definite challenge for us.
Talk about them on offense. What do they run, and what's their big threat there?
Offensively, they've got a really good running back. They have 2 really good wide receivers, and in 1 and 8, and they sometimes they get in trouble and they just throw it up and let those guys go get it, and they can go get it, believe me. And so I don't know that 1 will play in this ball game. I think he's out due to a fight in the last ball game. But I know 8 is a very, very good player, and I know they've got a lot of depth there. And offensively, they're going to be a multiple front. They're going to play with a tight end. Tight end's an LSU commit, and he's very, very good. They don't throw to him a lot. I expect them to throw to him in this ball game. So that's one thing that I'm looking for them to try to use that tight end a lot more this week. and a tight end set a lot more this week to try to run the ball and kind of control that clock a little bit. But their quarterback's a very sound, fundamentally sound, makes good decisions, doesn't put them in a lot of bad situations, and doesn't throw interceptions, and they've been very, very good at not turning the ball over this year.
And on the other side of the ball, defensively, what is their strength and what do they run?
Yeah, defensively, their strength is they got strength all over the place. They got really good defensive backs all the way across the board. Their linebackers are very, very active. They probably got one of the better linebackers boards in the state. And up front defensively, they're a lot like us. They got 4 guys that are going to end up playing at the next level and possibly at the next level after that. So, for us, again, the key to the entire ball game for us is going to be us being very disciplined. And,
I saw the Andy Griffith show the other day.
They've had a lot of making sure that we are
Barney.
disciplined.
They heard him.
A lot of talking
And
not
Andy. And so
That
Barney
part
goes
of the
to
game.
Now let's fill the stadium with Lion spirit and cheer along with us as we crank up the pride with these cheers.
Yeah, we're back here in Scuba, Mississippi, getting set for the MAJC first round of the playoffs. The Lions of EMCC, number 1 in the north, hosting number 2 from the south, number 16 in the country, Co-Lin. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for EMCC on offense. They'll start with Messiah DeWeaver at quarterback. Wearing jersey number 10, DeWeaver is 6'5", 230, a sophomore from Dayton, Ohio. He's 130 of 192 on the year, completing 68% of his passes. He's thrown 1,328 yards, 9 touchdowns to just 3 interceptions. Rushing the football, he's run the football 62 times for 80 yards with 2 scores on the ground. Deion McIntosh, 5'11", 195, a sophomore from Pompano Beach, Florida. He's a Notre Dame transfer, and he will be in the backfield tonight, just 136 yards away from getting to 1,000. He has 15 rushing touchdowns on the year. At wideout, it's number 7, Braden Boykin, 5'7", 160, a sophomore from Madison Central High School. Adrian Miller, 6', 175, a sophomore from West Marion High School, has 19 catches on the year and 3 touchdowns through the air. On the other side of the formation, it's Dontario Drummond, 6'2", 200, a sophomore from Laurel High School, leading the way with 39 receptions, 8 touchdowns, and 67 yards caught a game. Caleb Reddix, 6'2", 210, a sophomore from St. Martin High School, actually leads the team in receptions with 43. He has 3 touchdowns on the year. And that's a look at your specialists. Now, the Hogs up front from left to right tackle. Number 56, DeAnthony Page, 6'4", 275, a sophomore from Laurel High School. At left guard, it's number 55, Matt Tolles, 6', 305, a sophomore from Lafayette County High School. At center, it's number 54, Connor Reinecke, 6'1", 305, a sophomore from Starkville High School. Out of Grenada, it's right guard, number 58, Bailey Trusty, 6'2", 295. And at right tackle, number 51, Jacoby Jones out of Starkville High School, standing 6'3" tall, weighing 310 pounds. And that's a look at the offensive side of the football. On defense, at left end, it's number 47, Eric Kitchen, 6'2", 250, a sophomore from South Panola High School, with 44 tackles on the year and 5 sacks. At defensive tackle, it's number 99, Daryl Middleton, 6'7", 290, a freshman from Knoxville, Tennessee, with 21 tackles, 6.5 for loss. At nose guard, it's number 93, Kane Taylor out of Clearwater, Florida, 6'3", 290. The sophomore has 24 tackles on the season and 3 tackles for loss. Everett Cunningham is your right end, and he has been a sack machine with 9 this year. He's 6'3", 250, a sophomore from West Point High School. Also tallies 38 tackles, and a part of those sacks, 15 tackles for loss. Your linebacking core from strong to weak side, number 42, E.J. Woods, 5'11", 205, a freshman from Natchez High School, averaging 4.5, actually has 4.5 tackles for loss, 28 tackles on the season. Your middle linebackers, Ontario Johnson, wearing jersey number 32, 6'1", 230, a sophomore from Coahoma County AHS. He has 55 tackles, 0.5 tackles for loss. At weak side linebacker, it's Fred Hervey, 5'11", 215, a freshman from Charleston High School with 74 total tackles and 4 sacks on the year and a pass breakup. Your secondary at quarterback, number 6, Akila Sweeney, 6', 185, a sophomore from Yazoo County High School with 19 tackles on the year, 3 interceptions and 2 pass breakups. Your other quarterbacks, number 9, Jaquez Akins, 5'10", 190, a sophomore from Starkville High School with 33 tackles. He has 3.5 tackles for loss and 3 interceptions on the season. Free safety, 27, Josh Miller, 5'11", 190, a sophomore from West Marion High School with 39 tackles and 2 sacks and 2 pass breakups on the year. At strong safety, number 17, Joseph Anderson, 6'3", 200, a sophomore from Puckett High School with 32 tackles and 1 interception on the year. Your specialist, Josh Smith, out of Tupelo High School, is 4 of 5 on the season. 47 is his long. He's 50 of 52 on extra points. And Johnny Moss will be your punter, the 6', 150-pound freshman from Germantown High School. Has 23 punts, 866 yards, a 38-yard average. He has pinned 9 inside the 20. Your punt return man's number 21, DJ Clayton, 5'9", 175, a sophomore from Kipper County High School. And your kick returner's DJ Clayton as well, with 12 returns for 341 yards, averaging 28.4 yards per return. Your long snapper's number 39, Brett Burton, standing at 6'1", 195, a freshman from Ocean Springs High School. And your holder's number 29, CJ Goller, 5'9", 175, a sophomore from Columbus High School. And that's a look at the starting lineups. And for a couple of moments there, I kept getting distracted thinking it was time for the invocation and the national anthem. We still have a few more moments before that. That's a look at EMCC starting lineups. We'll highlight offensively for Colin their starting lineups. We don't have time to run down everyone at this moment, but they're going to start at quarterback, number 14, Hayden Davis. He's 111 of 181 for 1,309 yards, throwing for 163 yards a game. He has 16 touchdowns thrown this year to 4 interceptions. He'll be flanked by Deion Dampier with 111 carries on the year, 663 yards. He averages 73 yards on the ground a game with 10 touchdowns. and the wideouts have been really good this season. Number 1, Malik Heath is on the depth chart, being told that he may not be playing today because of a disciplinary issue. But Malik Heath, the Mississippi State signee out of Jackson, Mississippi, is slated to start at wideout. Number 4, DeMartre Collins out of Butte, Mississippi. He's a sophomore. He'll start on the right side of that formation. And then over on the left side at slot receiver, it's number 5, Jalen Browder out of Dallas, Georgia. And Condarius Taylor out of Memphis, Tennessee. He's a freshman who has been an all-everything wideout for Colin. And on the defensive side of the ball, they have a couple of guys that stand out across that defensive front. Number 31, LaWilliam Holmes out of Carthage, Mississippi. They've got number 90, Jalen Bedell out of Greenwood. Number 45, Kobe Wren out of Shelby, Mississippi. And Taj Alston out of Carthage, North Carolina. Your linebackers, weak side, number 10, Swayze Bozeman out of Flora, Mississippi. He's a sophomore. The middle linebacker is Jacasizer Glass out of Greenwood, Mississippi. And R.J. Jarrett is your strong side linebacker out of Hollandale, Mississippi. We're going to pause 3 minutes. When we return, we will have more on EMCC and Colin, including a stats comparison. The coin toss is coming up in just a bit. We'll get our final thoughts on this game, predictions for the contest, and keys to the game. Then we'll have the kickoff coming up at 2 p.m. You're listening to EMCC Football Pregame on the Lions Radio Network.
Opportunity happens at East Mississippi Community College. The opportunity to jumpstart your education with our affordable tuition and financial aid options. The opportunity to explore many career paths with our industry-leading workforce training and academic programs. The opportunity to become a national champion on and off the field. Turn opportunity into reality. Register today at East Mississippi Community College. Opportunity happens here. Opportunity happens at East Mississippi Community College. The opportunity
Introducing the starting lineups over the video board. Crowd continuing to file in over across the way. Colin's brought some folks up from Wesson. And, of course, here in the Kipper County and surrounding areas, The crowd's coming out to watch some playoff football, and it's also a college football day for both Mississippi State and Ole Miss. Might hurt the crowd a little bit because Ole Miss played in Oxford earlier today. We'll get you a score update here in just a bit. Mississippi State has homecoming tonight at 6:30 p.m. That game is more makeable, though, as I'll be heading up to that game following this broadcast today to do some more football work. As it's a beautiful day for football, as I mentioned before, temperature of 72 degrees. Let's take a look at the stats comparison between number 16 Colin and number 1 EMCC. Obviously, the Lions are better on offense, the number 1 scoring offense, and they're the number 1 scoring defense in the MAJC. But there's some things that Colin's going to match up well with EMCC, and Jonathan Holmes has those for us.
Yeah, if you take a look at the overall offensive production for Copiah-Lincoln, 336 yards a game, 139 on the ground, 196 through the air. They're scoring 32 points a game, giving up 327 yards per game on defense, 189 rushing, which is big for McIntosh because he's about 136 yards away from 1,000 yards today. Passing allowed 138 yards through the air, and only giving up those 17.9 points is Copiah-Lincoln Community College. For East Mississippi, they are moving the ball very well on the season, 431.6 yards per game, 183 through the air, 248 through the air, 183 on the ground, 45 points per game. They're doing well punching it into the end zone. Yards allowed on defense, an amazing 203 yards. Giving up 93 on the ground, 110 through the air, only allowing 11.6 points per game. So you can see some pretty lopsided differences in some of those statistics, but the points per game, Copiah-Lincoln only giving up 17-11 for EMCC.
All right, let's take a look at some scores from around the Southeastern Conference right now in the fourth quarter with 10:05 to go. Number 20, Texas A&M leading Auburn by 10 on the Plains, 24-14. Ole Miss with the football with 6:32 to go in the third quarter, trailing South Carolina 34-30. This one has become a score fest, but Ole Miss trying to take the lead. They have a first down and 17 to go, or first down and 10 at the South Carolina 17. Games coming up later on, 6:30 p.m. tonight. It's Mississippi State taking on Louisiana Tech. The Bulldogs are ranked number 18 in the first college football playoff poll that has been announced this week. It's the SEC Eastern Division Championship game. Number 6 Georgia takes on number 9 Kentucky in Lexington at 2:30 p.m. on CBS. 11th ranked Florida takes on Missouri in the Swamp at 2 p.m. tonight. Charlotte at 2 p.m. takes on Tennessee in Knoxville, and at 7 p.m. it's number 1 Alabama versus number 3 LSU. We'll be back in just a moment as we break down this game further, and we'll have the coin toss for you. EMCC and Colin coming up at 2 p.m. It's the first round of the MAJC. This is the EMCC Football Network.
Pray with me. Gracious Heavenly Father, thank you for this beautiful weather. Thank you for this wonderful day and this opportunity to play this game. Thank you, God, for the fans that have traveled here. We ask your blessings on them as they go back home. We ask your blessings on the players of both teams, and God, especially. Thank you again for this day and this opportunity to be here. Thank you for all of our blessings. Lord, we're especially thankful for Jesus. We ask you to help us to glorify you in all that we do. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
And we're about 7 minutes away from kickoff here in Scuba, Mississippi. It's the MAJC playoffs, number 1 EMCC versus number 16 Co-Lin. Co-Lin has given EMCC some problems in the Buddy Stevens era. 4-3 is Buddy Stevens against this club. The last time these two teams met was in Wesson, Mississippi, and that was the 2016 season when EMC, or 2015 season, I beg your pardon, when EMCC had a 25-game winning streak going, and Co-Lin beat EMCC to snap that winning streak, and EMCC lost in overtime. The Lions would go ahead and get all the way to the final game of the season with the aspirations of going to the national championship. And of course, we know how that season ended. That game was called at Mississippi Delta because of the brawl, and then EMCC was left out of the playoffs. And EMCC is just now kind of recovering from that. Of course, winning the national championship a year ago. Felt like that they left the national championship on the table that season, and then of course it spilled over into 2016 as well. Lions lost that first game because they were shorthanded because they couldn't have any of the sophomores that were on that team that played the year ago. So EMCC trying to still shake some of those things off. But the Lions today are moving forward and taking on a Co-Lin team that's very capable. And one thing that Buddy Stevens said this past week is he's going to have to keep his guys focused, because Co-Lin is going to try to kind of get them off balance and off rhythm a little bit by kind of maybe doing some of the extracurricular things, to put it mildly.
Yeah, to try to distract from what's going on here in the ball game today, and to get your mind off what you have to do to be successful. But you can count on Coach Glenn Davis telling his team pregame, hey, we've had success against these guys. We've beaten this team several times in the past. We've competed against them better than anybody else has. And they're going to come out on the field, especially early on, thinking that they're going to compete. So it's going to be real important for EMCC to control the ball, to not turn the ball over, to take the ball and punch it into the end zone, and then stop them defensively early on and really establish the line of scrimmage.
Guided by 15-year head coach Glenn Davis of the Co-Lin Wolves, has them 6-3 overall, 5-1 in the MAJC South Division play. Their only defeat, I mentioned earlier in the pregame show, was a 28-23 loss in Ellisville on October the 20th. That included also single-digit setbacks to North Division opponents Holmes 29-28 on August the 30th. They also lost to Northwest Mississippi, who's playing in the playoffs today, 23-14. That was on September the 20th. So this is a team that's kind of been up and down a little bit. They've got running backs who are very, very capable of taking over a game. It'll be a little bit harder against EMCC because of the rush defense for the Lions, but they've got Rico Owens and Deion Dampier. They're the top Wolves with 663 yards and 486 yards rushing respectively, along with combining for 17 scores on the ground today. Glenn, if you are Glenn Davis and you're trying to game plan against EMCC on offense, how do you attack EMCC at this point? What's your bread and butter today?
You take a knee 3 times and punt. No, I'm just kidding. It's one of those things, Jason, you want to get at your quarterback in offensive rhythm early and often, but it's so hard to do. Cliff Collins does such a phenomenal job of bringing pressure from all directions, and then when you think you bring in pressure, he backs out of it and is playing just base underneath, and you throw an interception. So it's hard. I mean, you're just playing a guessing game when you're playing the defense that East Mississippi has.
Well, it is now time for the coin toss. So, Glenn, we're going to keep it down on the field with you as the captains for Co-Lin and the captains for EMCC are walking towards midfield to meet the white hat. And here's the coin toss. We'll find out who's going to get the football to start the game.
Thank you, Jason. The captains are out here at midfield, and they're meeting, and right now they are just shaking hands and all of that, but we're going to listen in to the white hat. He'll be explaining the rules and having the coin toss.
Football, you guys are the leaders of your teams. Let's play hard, but let's all use good sportsmanship. Are we good with that? All right. You guys are visitors. We're going to call you white. We'll call you red, all right? You guys will get to call the toss in the air of a $50. Heads, tails, heads, tails. What's going to be your call? Tails. What do you say? Tails. All right.
What do you call?
Tails.
He called tails.
So I'm going to let it hit the ground, okay?
That's right, baby.
What is heads? You want to call? You want to receive. You want to kick from the clock. So you guys come over here.
All right, Jason. East Mississippi has won the coin toss and will receive to start the football game, and of course your favorite, KFC.
Wiley says that's my favorite. He loves saying that, and he loves KFC. So.
Yeah, Co-Lin will be defending the south end zone coming up. There is a little bit of a breeze that's blowing from the south to the north here at the stadium. So kicking the ball at some point, if that picks up, could be a little bit of a distraction for our kickers.
Captains for EMCC today, Joseph Anderson, Dion McIntosh, Connor Reinecke, and Everett Cunningham. Well, the officials are still meeting at midfield. Both Colin and EMCC going back to their respective locker rooms. We're getting set for the opening kickoff. We're about a minute and 38 seconds away from them putting 15 minutes on the clock and us getting started. Colin is in the southwest corner of the end zone. They're about to run out onto the field. They do so as we speak. The Lions will be joining shortly. We'll be back in 1 minute as we'll have the opening kickoff for you here at Sullivan Wyndham Field. It's MAJC playoff time. This is the EMCC Radio Network. And they're now playing the intro video, and the EMCC may be in danger of getting a delay of game penalty here. It looked like they may have put 15 minutes on the clock a little bit early just a moment ago. Now here come the Lions out onto the field. As you see all the smoke, the dry ice, all that fanfare and pageantry happening as they come out to the near sideline. Lions are going to be wearing red jerseys, black pants with the red stripes, and they've got the black helmets on. And Colin's going to be wearing the white pants with the white jerseys. They've got blue trim on the shoulder pads and silver helmets. All right, let's get our keys to the game. Jonathan.
Well, I think Messiah DeWeaver's got to make great decisions early. He's really got to get the ball out of his hand, throw it away, not take a sack, and drive this team down and take an early lead here in the game.
All right, Glenn, let's go down to the field. You final thoughts, keys to the game for EMCC.
Well, Jason, I think it's time for another special teams big-time return. We haven't had a big-time return in a while, and of course, anytime you can block a punt, that would be spectacular as well and set up your offense into a good situation.
DJ Clayton back deep to return. He'll stand at the 5-yard line on the far hash, and near side, Ontario Drummond, as Garner comes up on the football, kicks it with his right leg, and it's high end over end. It's going to go to the 1-yard line over on the far side, taken by Clayton. Comes to the near side, across the 10, and he gets hit around the 13-yard line, and he has dropped forward. Progress will get him up to the 14, so a 13-yard return for DJ Clayton, and EMCC will get started there at their own 14. TJ Campbell comes up and makes the big stop on special teams.
Campbell, the big 220-pounder from South Haven. He's a sophomore, one of the leaders on this team. Emotionally came down and made the big stop on Clayton. If Clayton could have gotten around him, there was a lane for him to run. So EMCC is going to start back deep in their own territory, and this is really an important drive here in the ball game.
Great kick by Garner to get it just to the 1-yard line, and good kick coverage by Colin. Ball's going to be between the hashes at the 14. They fire it short near side, caught 18-yard line. And that's going to be caught by Miller, and EMCC will get it close to the 20. And Jackizer Glass is going to stop him on the play. So that's a gain of about 6 on the play. So as they get in the 20-yard line. So 2nd down and 4 now as DeWeaver's in the shotgun. Twin receivers to the left, Twins near side. The snap, going to leave it with McIntosh, goes straight up the middle, and he's going to be popped around the 22, stays on his feet up to the 24-yard line, and he's going to have enough for the first down, and that'll be the first down of the game. Move the chains, and the Lions have it now. 1st down, 10 to go. Swayze Bozeman will make the stop for the Wolves.
Great job mixing up the play calling early on. Nice, easy pass to complete on the first play, and a great run by McIntosh sets up a 1st down and 10.
Twin receivers stacked far side of the field, which is the wide side. That's left side. Twin receivers near side. Flank to the right is McIntosh of DeWeaver, who takes the snap with 14:03 to go in the first quarter. Caught underneath and hit around the numbers at the 30-yard line. Falls forward to the 32. So nice gain of 7 yards that time for EMCC. And Caleb Reddix is going to make the reception, and the Lions are going to have the ball on the near hash at the 32, their own 32, and they're ready to snap it again. The snap to DeWeaver. It's McIntosh who goes straight up the middle, and he's going to get out across the 35 up to the 36-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play, and it's another 1st down.
The offensive line is really establishing themselves. A great job blocking for the pass, also firing off the ball on the runs. Nice job by the big guys up front.
Glass with another tackle. Ball's going to be placed on the near hash. Here's the snap moving left to right. DeWeaver's going to fire it between the numbers and the sideline, outside the numbers, and it's caught at the 39 by Adrian Miller, and he's going to be dropped there close to the 40. I think the official's right foot is going to go on the 40-yard line, so that's going to be a gain of 4 on the play, bring up 2nd down and 6 for the Lions. DeWeaver in the shotgun will go trips left. He'll survey that 4-man front of Colin. They've got their linebackers playing back. The snap to Weaver now will fire it over on the far hash, caught wide open at the 45-yard line and stumbling and now going up the middle of the field, diving up to the 50-yard line is Dontario Drummond, and that's the 3rd 1st down for EMCC here on this drive. Tyrus Wheat will knock him off his feet. 12:50 to go in the opening quarter, and the Lions have some rhythm going. And they're ready to snap it again, Jonathan, as they go with twins either side of the formation. Ball's placed middle of the field at midfield. Screen pass over on the left side on the tunnel screen, and it's caught. And getting close to the 38-yard line is going to be Caleb Reddix, who's going to catch it from his slot receiver position.
I believe that was Drummond over there on the far side of the field, a wide receiver that was locked up in a nice block over there that sprung him from the line of scrimmage. Great job, 2nd down 1.
Wilson with the tackle, and EMCC's ready to snap it on 2nd and short. That was a 9-yard gain by Reddix. Play action. They fire it down the far sideline. It's caught by Drummond, and he's taken off his feet as he's tripped up inside the 25 down to the 22.
Drummond carrying the ball after the reception in that one hand out in front of him. He's got to be careful on that. EMCC doesn't need a turnover, but that was a great read from DeWeaver. Threw the ball in between 2 defenders.
22-yard gain, and it's Tyrus Wheat who's going to knock him off his feet. 1st down, 10 to go. Spotted the football, the 23 of Colin, ball left hash. Great protection, firing it a short route over on the sideline around the 20-yard line. It is caught by EMCC's Caleb Reddix, and that's going to be a short gain, so it'll bring up a 2nd down and 8 after the gain of 2 through the air.
Good route by Reddix, just getting open, picking up some positive yards. I'm impressed by DeWeaver here early on.
Wide side of the field is near side for the Lions. They're down to the Wolves 20-yard line. Oh, and hit hard as he gets to the line of scrimmage is McIntosh, and he's pushed back, may lose yard back at the 21. McIntosh needing 136 yards of the ground today to clip 1,000 for the season. The Notre Dame transfer has been a scoring machine this year with 15 rushing touchdowns. Clock is rolling with 11-12, 11-11, 11-10, counting here in the first quarter. The EMCC on their opening drive got it at their own 14 just a moment ago. They're down to the Colin 21. 3rd down and long. The snap to DeWeaver. He steps up in the pocket. Now is flushed out to the left. Floats it towards the end zone. Has Drummond caught it. Touchdown. EMCC. He caught it over his defender's head. Oh, my goodness. And beating on the play was Harold Blackman. There was nothing he could do there. Drummond just athletically goes up and grabs it off his helmet.
Number 40, Ashton Garner, closed the pocket down, and Messiah DeWeaver had to roll out to the left. He was hit hard as he threw the ball, and what a great catch by Drummond.
And that's going to go for 21 yards, and we're going to have the PAT attempt. Coming out to snap, it's Brett Burton. C.J. Goller will hold. The snap is back. The kick is up by Josh Smith. It's through the uprights, and EMCC leads it 7-0. They score in the opening drive of the game, and they bleed the clock a bit. Almost 5 minutes gone off the clock. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the kick to Colin. They'll get the ball for the first time today. This is the EMCC Radio Network.
To jumpstart your education with our affordable tuition and financial aid options. The opportunity to explore many career paths with our industry-leading workforce training and academic programs. The opportunity to become a national champion on and off the field. Turn opportunity into reality. Register today at East Mississippi Community College. Opportunity happens here. Opportunity happens at East Mississippi Community College. The opportunity to jumpstart your education with our affordable tuition and financial aid options. The opportunity to explore many career paths with our industry-leading workforce training and academic programs. The opportunity to become a national champion on and off the field. Turn opportunity into reality. Register today at East Mississippi Community.
On the near side seam, and bringing it back for Colin is Del Thigpen, a freshman wide receiver from Western Mississippi. Josh Miller will knock him off his feet and make a special teams tackle.
Boy, Miller really had a big hit there he came from nowhere, hit him and dropped him, and he'll think about that the next time. They're going to spot the football back just inside the 25-yard line. So a pretty good return, but a nice job by EMCC in coverage.
11 plays, 86 yards, 4 minutes and 10 seconds off the clock on that 21-yard touchdown pass, the 10th of the season for DeWeaver, and it was the 9th touchdown grab for Ontario Drummond. Hayden Davis was thrown for 1,300 yards this season and is going to be in the shotgun. Play action on the jet sweep, back to pass, fires it deep over the middle. It's a man open, but he slips and falls down. It was thrown behind him around the 46-yard line, and that's going to go incomplete.
The receiver did not get back to the spot that he should have been in there. He should have stopped in between the two defenders. He rolled over in front of the safety, and the quarterback threw the ball in between the defenders to a safe throw by him. So it fell incomplete, 2nd down and 10.
He was looking for Antoine Robinson, a freshman from Canton, Mississippi. So it's 2nd down, 10 to go for Colin. Here's the snap. They're going to leave it in the belly, going straight up the middle, getting out across the 35 and running over an EMCC defender at the 40 and getting out to the 42-yard line is Dampier, who has 663 yards on the season, making the tackle Everett Cunningham at the 42-yard line. 1st down, Colin.
Nice play, good running play, strong offensive line production there on that 1st down run for Colin. They've got it just beyond the 40, about the 42.
Dion Dampier flanked to the left of Davis, who takes the shot. Snap is going to leave it with his tailback, who dives out across the 45 up to the 46-yard line as he goes straight up the middle of the field. And Dampier is going to gain a couple on the play, about 4 to be exact. 2nd down and 6. E.J. Woods will come up to make the tackle for EMCC. We're going to make a correction. That is not Dion Dampier. That is Rico Owens, who was listed as number 2 on our depth chart, is going to get the start today. Rico Owens out of Greenwood, Mississippi, has 486 yards on the year and 7 scores. The snap, they leave it with Owens. Owens tries to get around the right end, and he's going to cut up the field at the far hash as he gets to the 48. As he cuts left, he's going to be undercut, and it's now 3rd down. Jaquez Akins will come up and hit him and trip him up around their own 48-yard line for Colin.
Owens with pretty good size at 5'10", 210 pounds from Greenwood. He is taking on those linebackers head on. 3rd down now, big 3rd down situation for the defense of EMCC.
3rd down and 3 to go. Spotted the football, their own 48. Ball placed on the right hash, trips wide side of the field, near side for Davis. Rico Owens will be flanked off his right hip. Davis looks back at the far sideline, has his play. Colin's offensive lineman getting down and getting set. EMCC bringing pressure. Here they come, and Davis tries to get out of it. Rolls to the near side, fires it quickly, but he had to overshoot his man because he rushed the throw at the 45-yard line of EMCC. He had an open receiver who was DeMartre Collins, who was open at the numbers on the 45-yard line, but he hurried his throw and just sails into the out-of-bounds area on the EMCC bench, and that brings up 4th and 3. And bringing pressure that time, Coach Collins got it right.
Yeah, E.J. Woods was flying back by the quarterback. He just managed to step out of the way, but Woods forced that throw that was an ill thrown ball over the head of the receiver. 4th down at about 3. EMCC is going to get it back here on the punt.
32-yard average for Ashton Garner, the punter, who's going to get a nice spiral, and Clayton's going to call for a fair catch as he runs up between the numbers in the far hash to make the grab at the 24-yard line.
Good job by Clayton to come up and make that catch, Jason, because if he lets that ball go, which some think that would be the safe thing to do, they probably have the ball now inside the 10-yard line, but a great job of coming up and catching it at the 24. EMCC starts with pretty good field position.
Yeah, and he came up and caught it in a lot of traffic. Ball's going to be placed on the left hash and moving from left to right of the Lions, up 7-0. This is their second offensive possession. 8:40 to go in the first quarter. Trips wide side of the field near side. Weaver takes the snap, pump fakes to the left, now steps up in the pocket, pump fakes again. He's just going to keep it himself, and it's going to go down around the 28-yard line, so he's going to gain 4 on the play, and that'll bring up now second down and 6 to Weaver, not known for his running of the football. 62 carries for 80 yards this season. Of course, some sacks have taken away from that number.
Yeah, the offensive line, the pocket broke down on that left side.
So second down and a long 6. Inside handoff going straight up the middle between the hashes is McIntosh. He's got the first down as he gets about an 8-yard run up to the 35-yard line, and he's taken off his feet by Taj Alston.
Thing I like about McIntosh, he doesn't waste a lot of movement or time. When he sees the hole, he blasts through it and picks up positive yardage.
EMCC unofficially, what is it, their 5th first down here this game. First down, 10 to go from the 34-yard line. Play action and throwing it over the middle, but it's batted up in the air and falls to the turf. It was batted down at the line of scrimmage to Weaver's pass. He was trying to go on a little short pass on the far seam. Batting it down is Jordan Davis. Davis, a big 6'5", 245-pound defensive lineman, a freshman from Memphis, Tennessee. 7:47, clock stopped here first quarter.
He did a nice job of putting pressure, and then when he saw the quarterback throw the ball, he jumped straight up and knocked it down.
Colin showed pressure. Now they go back in coverage, and it's a screen pass on the slip screen. Fumble around the 46-yard line. There's a scramble for the football. Who's going to have it? They're going to have to unpile this pile here around the 35, 36-yard line on the EMCC side. It will be Lion football, and it's going to bring up now a third down and 9.5 situation.
DeKaiser Glass, the linebacker, limps off the field on the far side.
Glass has been making some defensive plays here in the first half. I think that was Reddick's on the reception and fumble, but EMCC gets it back. Third down and 9 from their own 36, ball left hash. DeWeaver will receive the snap. He has a pressure coming from either side, and they're going to sack him back at the 32-yard line, and that's going to force a punt. It's going to be 4th down and long now from their own 32. Making the sack is Taj Alston. Alston with a couple of tackles on this defensive series for Colin, and here comes the punt team for EMCC.
The defense has been confusing the offense here on this second possession for EMCC, and so they'll make those adjustments on the near sideline. We'll see now what happens as Colin gets the ball back, trailing 7-0.
38-yard average for Johnny Moss. The freshman from Germantown High School receives a high snap but gets it. It's a high kick. It's wobbly, and it's not going to be fielded. It's going to bounce at the 45-yard line and took a Colin bounce and goes out of bounds somewhere around the 46 or 47. I think they're going to say it officially went out at the 46.
It's about a 23-yard punt, Jason, as the ball went off the inside of his foot, hit on the far side of the field, and then just took a backwards bounce and sideways went out of bounds. So great starting field position for Colin here as they try to tie this thing up.
Well, I was correct the first time, 47. They were standing at the 46 saying first down, but they've moved it up a yard now. So from their own 47-yard line, Colin has the football with trips near side, which is the wide side of the field. Ball's placed on the right hash. EMCC leading 7-0, 6:21 to go in the opening quarter. In the shotgun is Davis. Everybody goes out for the pass. Fires it over on the far sideline. Caught 41-yard line. Going down the sidelines to receiver, and he's going to step out of bounds and be pushed out of bounds, rather. Inside the 35. They're going to say he steps out at the 36-yard line. It's Kilo Swinney who is going to make the tackle, and it's Collins who makes the reception for Colin.
Swinney gave Collins a huge pad over there, and so Collins just turned around in front of him, made the reception, and then picked up an easy first down.
So it's enough for a first down for Colin. First down, 10 to go. Davis floats backwards. Off his back foot, throws the interception. EMCC intercepts it, and it's a big boy who's going to get it around the 40-yard line, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds at the 44-yard line, and that's Eric Kitchen who comes up and makes the huge interception.
It looked like he was throwing the ball to Kitchen that time, as it looked like a screen, and Kitchen just stepped up and made a beautiful reception, or an interception, and then turned the ball back and got the ball back up to the 42 of EMCC. So a big play by the defense. We'll see if the offense can get things moving here on their third possession.
Really big play by Eric Kitchen there, the sophomore from South Panola High School. First down, 10 to go. They're going to actually say his foot went out of bounds at the 42. Snap for the left hash, and big hole straight up the middle. Deion McIntosh hasn't been touched yet. He's hit at the 40-yard line of Colin, and he's dropped there.
Tyrus Wheat comes up and makes the tackle, but Deion actually initiated that contact as he was going to try to run through him, and he dropped him on the Colin 40-yard line. Huge play for EMCC.
18-yard gain for McIntosh. Tyus Wheat's going to knock him off his feet at the 40-yard line. Ball left hash, trips near side, snap to DeWeaver, back to pass, drops up now, and will fire it over the middle, and he's going to be intercepted at the 5-yard line. Back-to-back interceptions for the defenses here out on the field, and they were going to have it now at their own 5. Blackman's going to make the interception. That's Harold Blackman.
It looked like, Jason, that we had 2 wide receivers in the same spot. I think that was maybe Drummond and Boykin. They were in the same area. That means you've got at least 2 defenders there as well. The ball was overthrown just to touch if it was intended for Boykin, and it was picked off. But a good spot if you're going to throw that interception. You're going to pin the defense or pin the other team's offense back on the 3-yard line.
First down for the Wolves.
So when he intercepted it around the 5, he fell backwards to the 3, and that's where Colin's going to have it. So, Jonathan, you're right. If you want to look at a positive here, it's like a really, really good punt. Rico's going to take the football behind right guard, get out across the 5, and he's going to get up to the 8-yard line. So that's going to be a gain of 5. It'll bring up now 2nd down and medium. Rico Owens out of Greenwood, Mississippi, getting the start today for Colin. Now it's Dampier coming in on this series. I beg your pardon.
This is a time of the game where the excitement from the pregame activity and the emotion kind of wears down a little bit, and you really see the team start playing their kind of football.
Fred Hervey, who leads the team in tackles, came in with 74. He's going to make the tackle there. Davis with a snap, rolls to the left, and fires it to the near sideline to no one. His intended receiver was Kendarius Taylor, and he overshoots him by about 10 yards, goes out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Here on the near sideline, it's going to bring up now 3rd down and 5.
Kendarius was open as he went out in front of Jacob Anderson toward the sideline. Quarterback just overthrew it.
Davis looks to the far sideline. It's another 3rd down for this defense. And, Jonathan, you're right. I mean, if EMCC can hold them right here and they don't get a first down, they're going to get the football back in really good field position. Aiden Davis will have Dampier flanked to his right. That's Deion Dampier. Here's the snap. He goes back to pass. Everybody goes out for the pass. Steps up in the pocket, and he's going to be sacked back at the 3-yard line. Huge sack for EMCC. And coming up with a big stop is LaShawn Polino Bell. Polino Bell jumped up in the air like he's doing jumping jacks, trying to get in the way of the pass. And when Davis tugged it back down, he didn't let Davis get out of his grasp.
Yeah, nice job by the defense staying on their mission there as their gaps. They spun around and weaved around the other defender. Bell did, and he came on the outside, put pressure on the quarterback, and finally got him. Quarterback, though, held the ball entirely too long. You've got to feel that pressure and get rid of it.
Ashton Garner is at his back foot almost in the back of the end zone as he's punting this one away from his own 3. High snap, but he pulls it down, and it's a terrible kick. And it's going to go straight up in the air and angle out of bounds on the near side, going out of bounds somewhere around the 23-yard line. Ooh. It's what, about a 20-yard kick?
Yep.
If they spot it where I said they were originally going to spot it, and it is at the 23 or 22.
It's a difficult situation to be in if you're a punter because you don't have that full 15 yards, and you're thinking this team can really get back and put pressure on the punter, so he's got to catch it and get rid of it very fast. So he rushed it, didn't get the punt out that he wanted. EMCC, great field position.
19-yard punt for Ashton Garner. EMCC will have it at the Colin 23. Rashad Eads was in motion, and now we've got a penalty flag, and Colin indicating that's going to be on EMCC. It's a pre-snap penalty. It will be a 5-yarder on the Lions.
It's the false start on the offense, number 51. 5-yard penalty. It's still first down.
All right, so a false start on Jacoby Jones on that offensive line for EMCC.
Yeah, you really can't afford to have too many of these, especially with great field position. You don't want to push yourself out of field goal range if you're not able to connect with a touchdown.
So after the 5-yard penalty, the spot of the football is going to be on the 27-yard line. And Weaver in the shotgun. Trips bunched up short side of the field near side. Lions are moving from left to right up 7-0 with 3:36 to go in the opening quarter. showing blitz as Colin. They bring some, drop back others in coverage, and they throw it short. It's caught by Brownlee as he gets out or down to the 20-yard line. So that's going to be about a gain of 2 on the play, and that'll bring up now a 2nd down and 8 situation. Edwin Whitlock is going to knock him off his feet.
Brownlee from West Point is going to be a really good player here at EMCC. He's a freshman, 6'3", so great height, and a good job by Messiah DeWeaver putting it outside the shoulders so the defender wouldn't have an opportunity to bat it down.
Screen pass on the tunnel screen, caught by Brownlee near side, trying to go between the numbers and the near hash, or near sideline, I should say, down to the 16-yard line. So he's going to gain about 4 yards on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down and short situation with under 3 to play in the first quarter. Harold Blackman again is going to make the stop.
Yeah, Blackman did a good job coming up and making that stop as he split 2 defenders that were trying to make the block. A big 3rd down here, 3rd down at about 4 for EMCC.
DeWeaver in the shotgun with twins either side. Ball on the near hash. Back to pass, shifts a little bit to his left, steps up in the pocket, runs it, and he's going to slide at the 10-yard line. He's got enough for a 1st down. They're going to say just shy of the 10, so that means the Lions can get inside the 1 for a 1st down, so it's 1st down and 10 to go.
Colin's really fortunate there wasn't a penalty flag at the end of that play because DeWeaver slid and the defender came down and hit him.
McIntosh gets the handoff, goes straight up the middle, and he's going to be corralled around the 6 or 7 yard line, so he's going to get at least 4 on the play. McGee's going to make the stop, Artavius McGee for Colin.
McIntosh 2nd in the nation with 15 touchdowns scored. So we'll see if they give him another opportunity.
2nd and 6 now. Spotted the football, the 7. DeWeaver looks right, looks back left, now rolls to his right, pump fakes, and he's going to spin around the 5 and be hit and drop there. So he's going to gain 2 on the play, so it's going to bring up now a 3rd down and 4 situation. Tyrus Wheat with the stop of the quarterback, DeWeaver. Weaver's carried the football a couple of more times, I think, than he would like here in this first half of play, but good coverage by the secondary for Colin.
It was that left side of the offensive line is allowing the defenders to get through and crash the pocket, so he's making an opportunity running the ball.
DeWeaver back to pass, steps up, he's hit, and he can't get out of the tackling, sack back at the 10-yard line. He's going to lose yardage on the play. Alston's going to make the sack. And that's going to bring up now a 4th down and long situation. It'll be 4th down and 9. And EMCC is going to trot out to attempt the field goal.
DeWeaver saw nothing but grass in front of him to the left, but Alston came from that right side and put the stop on DeWeaver. And now we'll be kicking into a little bit of a wind.
It's a 26-yard attempt for Josh Smith, who's 4 of 5 on field goals this season. And as he gets the football off, someone, I see a penalty flag. I was about to say, Colin may have called a timeout, but
false start on the offense, number 34, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
So it will now be a 31-yard attempt. Another false start. That's 2 here on this drive. And one of the guys there on that front line is kind of saying, hey, everybody just settle down. And so it's going to bring up a 4th and 14 situation now for the Lions. Ball's going to be on the near hash. Close to the near hash at the 15-yard line.
From 32 yards out.
32-yard field goal attempt.
So officially 32 yards. Waiting the snap back. Goler's got it down. The kick by Smith looks like it hit some wind, and it goes wide left, and it is no good. As soon as it got about halfway up, it looked like it hit some wind and was pushed. And there is a little bit of a breeze, Glenbeard, down there on the field, pushing a little bit out to the east, and that's where the football went as far as direction when it went wide left of the field goal.
Yeah, Jason, you're exactly right. Just as soon as he kicked it and the ball got up, about halfway up the goalpost, it did hit a gust of wind, as you see the American flag blowing from right to left, and that's where it went, wide left.
So just left of the goalpost. Thank you, Glenn, for that report down on the field, as now Davis and his offense comes out on the field at the 20-yard line, their own 20. Ball placed middle of the field, twin receivers to the right, single receiver near side. Here's the snap, leaves it on the ground with the tailback trying to get to the numbers here on the outside near side and getting up to about the 24-yard line. It's going to be Owens, Rico Owens out there making the stop as Jacob Anderson.
Owens has done a really nice job following blocks. He's really taken advantage of those big guys up front. picking up 7 or 8 yards a carry, and it's going to stop him just shy of the first down there.
That'll run out the clock in the first quarter of play. We'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter with a 2nd and 1 from their own 29 for Colin. 7-0, EMCC with the lead here in the first round of the MAJC playoffs. You're listening to the EMCC Radio Network.
Opportunity happens at East Mississippi Community College. The opportunity to jumpstart your education with our affordable tuition and financial aid options. The opportunity to explore many career paths with our industry-leading workforce training and academic programs. The opportunity to become a national champion on and off the field. Turn opportunity into reality. Register today at East Mississippi Community College. Opportunity happens here. Opportunity happens at East Mississippi Community College. The opportunity to jumpstart your education with our affordable tuition and financial aid options. The opportunity to explore many career paths with our industry-leading workforce training and academic programs. The opportunity to become a national champion on and off the field. Turn opportunity into reality. Register today at East Mississippi Community College. Opportunity happens here.
Jones is leading.
Opportunity happens at East Mississippi Community College. The opportunity to jumpstart your education with our affordable tuition and financial aid options. The opportunity to explore many career paths with our industry-leading workforce training and academic programs. The opportunity to become a national champion on and off the field. Turn opportunity into reality. Register today at East Mississippi Community College. Opportunity happens here. Opportunity happens at East Mississippi Community College. The opportunity to jumpstart your education with our affordable tuition and financial aid options. The opportunity to explore many career paths with our industry-leading workforce training and academic programs. The opportunity to become a national champion on and off the field. Turn opportunity into reality. Register today at East Mississippi Community College. Opportunity happens here. Opportunity happens at East Mississippi Community College. The opportunity to jumpstart your education with our affordable tuition and financial aid options. The opportunity to explore many career paths with our industry-leading workforce training and academic programs. The opportunity to become a national champion on and off the field. Turn opportunity into reality. Register today at East Mississippi Community College. Opportunity happens here. Opportunity happens at East Mississippi Community College. The opportunity to jumpstart your education with our affordable tuition and financial aid options. The opportunity to explore many career paths with our industry-leading workforce training and academic programs. The opportunity to become a national champion on and off the field. Turn opportunity into reality. Register today at East Mississippi Community College. Opportunity happens here. Opportunity happens at East Mississippi Community College. The opportunity to jumpstart your education with our affordable tuition and financial aid options. The opportunity to explore many career paths with our industry-leading workforce training and academic programs. The opportunity to become a national champion on and off the field. Turn opportunity into reality. Register today at East Mississippi Community College. Opportunity happens here. Opportunity happens at East Mississippi Community College. The opportunity to jumpstart your education with our affordable tuition and financial aid options. The opportunity to explore many career paths with our industry-leading workforce training and academic programs. The opportunity to become a national champion on and off the field. Turn opportunity into reality. Register today at East Mississippi Community College. Opportunity happens here. Opportunity happens at East Mississippi Community College. The opportunity to jumpstart your education with our affordable tuition and financial aid options. The opportunity to explore many career paths with our industry-leading workforce training and academic programs. The opportunity to become a national champion on and off the field. Turn opportunity into reality. Register today at East Mississippi Community College. Opportunity happens here.
Now second down and 25.
Opportunity happens at East Mississippi Community College. The opportunity to jumpstart your education with our affordable tuition and financial aid options. The opportunity to explore many career paths with our industry-leading workforce training and academic programs. The opportunity to become a national champion on and off the field. Turn opportunity into reality. Register today at East Mississippi.
Running back, so he's able to get over there and string it out, run him out of bounds. Third down and forever.
Third down and 24 after the gain of 1 by Rico Owens. Spotted the football is on the left hash, moving from left to right, down to the Lion 48-yard line. Lions showing some pressure. Here's Davis back to pass all day. Now throws it over the middle, tipped up in the air, almost intercepted by EMCC, tipped up at the 45, and it goes incomplete inside the 40. A couple of red jerseys were scrambling for it as it went up in the air, and Hervey is going to make the play, knocking that one down. Hervey's just all over the field. Hervey with pass breakups, Hervey with tackles, Hervey with sacks. He's just been a tackle machine and a great all-around defensive player for Coach Cliff Collins.
He has been an outstanding player on defense, a guy that really puts his body on the line and is usually around the football.
TJ Clayton will stand inside his own 15 over on the far hash. Snap back to Garner, and he's going to get his foot into it, and it's a high spiral. It's going to be kicked away from Clayton, and it goes to the left side. It's going to bounce out across the way from us inside the 25 down to the 24. So EMCC will have it their own 24-yard line with 12:33 to go here before halftime. Lions leading 7-0. It was DeWeaver with his 10th touchdown pass of the season to Ontario Drummond, who caught his 9th touchdown reception, his 19th in his career here at EMCC. It was from 21 yards out with 10:53 to go in the first quarter. That was the opening drive that took 4 minutes and 10 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, EMCC hasn't really been able to sustain any type of drive since. This is an important one here early in the second.
Inside handoff to McIntosh, and he's going to go straight at the gut up to about the 27-yard line. So it's going to be a gain of 3 on the play, and that'll bring up now second down and 7.
You know, last week we saw McIntosh a lot in the first half, and then we saw more in the second half. And I wonder if that's going to be the thinking here today as they bring different types of games out onto the field as more and more of a power type back. McIntosh is a guy that's loaded with speed. And EMCC now with a second down and looks like a long 6 here.
Yeah, just shy of getting 3 yards on the play. Twin receivers either side, moving from right to left. Play action to McIntosh. Screen pass over the right side, caught by the receiver, avoids one tackle, avoids another. It's going to be popped around the 28-yard line, pushed out of bounds somewhere near the 30. And that's going to be DJ Clayton who's going to make that reception on the far side of the field, and Glass is going to push him out of bounds.
Clayton's a guy that's really talented that probably doesn't get the ball as much as he deserves it, but when you have so many playmakers, it's hard to spread the ball out to all those guys.
Third down and 4 after the gain of a couple on the play, showing blitz as Colin. Here they come. They pick up that blitz, firing it short over on the far side. It's incomplete. It's going to bring up now 4th and 4, incomplete at the sidelines at the 35-yard line, and Buddy Stevens sending his punt team on. So here comes Johnny Moss and company out to kick this one back to Colin, and both defenses have really stepped up here in the first half of play, except for that opening drive. It's been solid defensive play by both teams.
Moss really wants to flip the field here as they seem to have been pushing the ball further and further back into EMCC territory on their starts of drives. So Moss is an important guy right here.
Ball's going to be on the right hash. Snap back to Moss inside the 20, and he's going to get his foot into it. It's a high, wobbly kick. It's going to be fielded at the 37-yard line and then slung down as he gets out across the 40 up to about the 43. And the return is Kendarius Taylor, who's not only the punt returner but also a receiver here on this Colin football team, and he's going to bring it up to about the 44-yard line.
Taylor, when he fielded the ball, there was nobody around him, and then EMCC had one guy that was fulfilling his lane assignment right down the middle of the field, grabbed him and dropped him as soon as he got possession of the ball. So a nice job by the Lion coverage team, but good field position to start here at the Wolf 44-yard line.
Ball will be on the near hash, moving from left to right. 11:24 to go before halftime, and we'll get you up to date on what's going on around the Southeastern Conference on SEC Update. Going around the left side is Dion Dampier, who's checked into the contest on this series. He gets up to the 49-yard line. So that's going to be a gain of 5 on the play.
Dampier averages 74 yards a game. He's been their workhorse for the season, but for whatever reason had not started here tonight in this game.
Auburn has come back and upset Texas A&M 28-24. 20th ranked Texas A&M goes down on the Plains, and then 48-44 South Carolina leading Ole Miss with 5:50 to go in the fourth quarter. Mississippi State and Louisiana Tech will kick off tonight at 6:30 p.m. in Starkville.
Well, that's going to be a center snap infraction, Jason, as he picked the ball up. The quarterback wasn't ready for the snap, so he sat it back down really quickly, but the entire defense jumped out.
So 5-yard penalty on Colin, and that's going to kill drives. I mean, you had a 2nd and 5, and you got 5 yards on a first down carry by your tailback Dampier, and now you're backed up to the original line of scrimmage once again, and now you have a 2nd down and 10 situation. So Colin, with 2nd down and 10 to go, will have the ball spotted close to the left hash. Their own 44. Davis just unloads on the far sideline and just overshot his intended receiver, Jalen Browder. EMCC comes up and almost made a play with Jacob Anderson, but the ball was thrown even too high for Anderson. So I'm seeing Davis sail some of his passes a little bit. He has some receivers open on some of those routes around the sidelines, but he's just overshooting them a bit.
Got a really strong arm. That time Anderson, had he not been focused on that defender and would have seen the ball a little earlier, would have probably picked that one off.
Davis with the snap. He rolls to the near side and has Paulino Bell in his face, and it's intercepted by EMCC and drug out of bounds to the 45-yard line near side. And
E.J. Woods.
E.J. Woods is going to make that interception at midfield. He's drug out of bounds at the 45, and Sean Paulino Bell was putting pressure there and forced that errant throw.
Yeah, you can count that interception on the great pressure that the up front guys were putting on the quarterback. But Kitchen really did a nice job staying with this man, stepping in front of him and picking that ball off. And now EMCC with the ball inside all-in territory.
Yeah, down to the 48. I'm going to say his foot went out of bounds at the 48-yard line. McIntosh wanted to cut inside, and it bounces back to the right, and he's going to have some real estate. Now he cuts downfield as he cuts left at the 35, and he's going to be out of bounds somewhere around the 30-yard line. Penalty flag flies back at the 50-yard line.
And it was way late into the play.
Jacoby Jones is trying to plead his case with the officials, so it's going to be a hold on Jones.
10-yard penalty, still first down.
All right, wow. So a 10-yard penalty, and the spot of the foul took place at midfield.
Yeah, that flag came in after he had already gotten 10 yards down the field. And I saw the defender on the ground, but I did not see what Jones may have done.
So they're going to place it around the 40. It looks like they want to place it inside the 40. Now they put it right on the 40-yard line. So that's going to make it first down and 22.
I think there's some discussion now from the referees as to what position that penalty occurred and where the ball should be. So they're going to discuss that now and try to figure things out. Cole Inns played a great game here early on, Jason, through the first quarter, and then now at the 10:05 mark in the second quarter, they've come out and they've taken the punches, and they're still standing.
Well, they placed it at the 40 and then took it up to the 43 and now pick it up and put it back at the 42. So EMCC has it at their own 42, moving right to left. Play action to McIntosh. Wide open, Strumman caught, 48-yard line, sideline route near side, and they push him out of bounds inside the 45 at the 43.
We saw that same play earlier on the other end of the field as DeWeaver threw the ball in between two defenders, and Drummond just makes a spectacular catch and picks up good yardage.
9:50 to go here in the first half, and EMCC has it 2nd down and 5. Keon Moore has checked into the contest. He'll take it around the right side behind the right guard and get down to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, good job on the play calling there on those first couple of plays, as EMCC now has it on a 3rd down and short after facing 1st down and 25. Good job and good execution by the Lions.
Gain 3 on the play for Moore, who will be flanked off the right hip of Messiah DeWeaver. Twin receivers either side, they're stacked. Ball right hash, 3rd down and 2 from the 40 of Colin. DeWeaver calls for the football and takes it. Looks left side. Now goes back right side. It's a big hole. It's the first down. Tries to bounce to the sideline and does. Gets inside the 35 and steps out of bounds around the 33 of Colin. Enough for a first down. So move the chains. EMCC in business here on Colin's side of the field with 9:08 to go in the second quarter.
Really a smart play by DeWeaver as he saw the pocket breaking down. He saw the yardage in front of him. Smart thing to do is just run and pick up the first down and replay here and see what we can do on first down.
Snap, leaving it in the belly of Moore, who churns out some yards inside the 30, gets down to the 29. He just kept his legs turning after contact, and there's a penalty flag. It's going to lie around the 32-yard line.
Another late flag by the umpire that comes in from the back of the play. They're discussing what the penalty might be.
Glenn, I know it's a little difficult sometimes to be able to see exactly what happened, especially in the middle of a scrum, but can you, well, the White Hat's about to tell us here in just a moment.
Personal foul. Legal hands to the face. Defense
Yeah, that went against the defense, guys. Hands to the face. We thought we were going to have to pull the offensive lineman who lost his helmet, but on that instance where the defensive lineman actually grabbed the face mask and pulled his helmet off, he gets a pass and gets to stay on. But it is first down and 10.
So first down, 10 to go. Spotted the football just inside the 15, inside handoff to Moore, and he's going to get down to about the 11 before he's tripped up there. So EMCC now with a couple of yards on first down. Austin will make the stop. Austin's had a big sack of this game of Messiah DeWeaver that forced a field goal that was missed by EMCC, so that was a big play for Colin, but now it's in second down and 6 after the 4-yard gain. Snap to DeWeaver, Moore again, straight up the middle, and he's going to be hit hard. He runs into a wall of white shirts, and there's a big scrum down there, and forward progress is going to get him down to the 12, or 8-yard line, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, nice job by Moore just picking up something as the EMCC offensive line looked a little bit confused to begin that play. They had an offensive lineman standing up and jumping, looking to the near side to get the call, and he was late getting set.
Twin receivers either side, so spot of the football is the 8 on third down and 3. Taekwon Ulmer checks in, takes the direct snap, and is going to go inside the 5, and he's going to be close to a first down. They have to get just inside the 5 for the first down, so Ulmer is going to be taken down by Jalen Ware, and I said the direct
first down, guys.
It is a first down. Thank you, Glenn. I said direct snap. Well, Ulmer kind of comes in like a wildcat, but he also can throw the football as well, and we've seen him toss it a time or two.
He's got 2 touchdown passes on the year. Three on the ground, if my memory's right.
Boykin and Brownlee check out. Twin receivers to the right. Single receiver near side. Ulmer in the shotgun. Brings Reddick's in motion on the speed play. They fake it going straight up the middle into the end zone. Touchdown. 5-yard touchdown run for Taekwon Ulmer. And Taekwon Ulmer has been so big on the ground as he gets his 4th rushing touchdown of the season in limited play at the position. And the Lions lead at 13-0.
He had such an athletic element into the game when he was at quarterback because he can do so many things. He can roll out, he can throw the ball, he can run the ball. And that time he did a great job waiting for those blocks to take place, and then he just followed them into the end zone.
Burton with the snap, Goller with a hold, Smith with a kick, and it's end over end, right straight through those bright yellow goalposts. And EMCC leads at 14-0. With 7:17 to go before halftime. We'll be back with the kick to Colin in just a moment. You're listening to the EMCC Radio Network. With 2 turnovers taken in this game by interceptions, and the last interception was taken by E.J. Woods at the 48-yard line, his zone or Colin's 48, and that results in a 5-yard Taekwon Ulmer touchdown run, and the Lions lead at 14-0, backing up inside the 5 and bringing it out across the 10, 15, 20, 25, trying to find some daylight, and tripped up from behind is the return man, and that's Collins, and Collins would have broken free if he had not have been tripped up that time by Miller. Josh Miller with another big special teams tackle.
He's such an explosive return guy. As he was weaving in and out of tacklers, you really saw his athletic ability. Picked up nice yardage, starting them at the 28-yard line. So first down for the Wolves. And how will they react on EMCC running the score up to 14-0 here early in the game? We'll see now as the Wolves come out and take the field.
Demartre Collins with about a 23-yard return on the kick return. They shift H-back from left to right. The snap, leave it with Owens. Owens tripped up as he gets to the line of scrimmage and gets close to the 29. Fell forward for about a yard, so that's going to bring up now 2nd down and 9 for Davis and this Colin offense. EMCC with a couple of substitutions out here defensively, checking in Joseph Anderson in the secondary. They're going to get a couple of guys in there on that defensive front. 6:43 and counting to go before halftime. 14-0. Lions on top. Have a touchdown through the air and also one on the ground. Showing some pressure with Cunningham standing up at his left defensive end spot. They leave it with Owens. Owens tripped up from behind. A tackle for loss inside the 30. Tripped up around the 27, but a yellow hanky goes flying inside the 30-yard line. All of a sudden, we're starting to see too many flags thrown in this game.
Yeah, it was very well played early on, Glenn Beard, but here over the last couple of drives, lots of penalties.
Hands in the face. Defense.
Another hands in the face. That's the third hands in the face call that we've had in this game, and I don't remember even having one throughout the whole season.
Yeah, I didn't see who it was, but there is a lot of swim moves and clubbing going on, guys, by the defensive linemen to kind of set up their secondary move on those offensive linemen. And it's a thing that's coached. I mean, because the offensive linemen are taught to punch with their two hands forward, open hands, that is. Not punch, I guess is the wrong word. But
we know what you mean.
You know what I'm talking about. And when they do that, you teach your defensive linemen to club those hands to the side, and you get to the inside and are able to work a move and get past the offensive lineman.
I think there's some confusion again on where the ball should be placed. The officials are all talking about it, and they'll make their adjustment here in just a second. But we were talking about the H-back a moment ago. Trent Tyree is moving in motion either left or right, and what he's trying to do is run those linebackers out a little bit and open up the secondary lane for the cutback for the running backs.
Well, they've got everything sorted out, and the spot of the football after the penalty yardage has been assessed is going to be at the 44, so it's first down, 10 to go at their own 44 for Colin. Moving from left to right, Twins wide side of the field, left side. Rolling to his left is Davis, still rolling, now just throw it up in the seats. He literally hit the base of the grandstands across the way.
That's a good 15 or 20 yards out of the field to play. So he really tried to get the ball where there was no chance a defender could get it.
So that'll bring up a 2nd and 10 situation. Ball's going to be placed on the right hash, which is near side. Owens will be off the right hip of Davis. Twins left, single receiver near side. Tight end on the left side, the snap to Davis, looking left, fires it underneath, and it's caught at the 49 inside Lion territory, tripped up inside the 45-yard line is the receiver Antoine Robinson, and he's going to give them a first down and more and get them to Lion territory at the 43-yard line. Josh Miller with another tackle here, this time on defense instead of the special teams, with 5:54 to go before halftime. 14-0 EMCC on top.
Meyer had some heat on that pass. Good job by the wide receiver to catch it and then make a move after he did and pick up the first down.
Trips left, single receiver near side. EMCC with a 3-man front. Got a rush in, creeping up to the near side. Here's the snap. Davis back to pass, rocks and fires, and it is caught or intercepted one. They're both holding on to the football. Let's see. They're going to give the receiver the reception down to the 33-yard line, which is close to a first down.
Yeah, the receiver did a nice job coming back for that ball. The defender also was coming toward it. He kept him on that back side of that right hip, was able to catch the ball, and another first down for Colin.
So that'll move the chains, and with 5:21, clock rolling here in the second quarter, Colin desperately trying to get into the end zone. Colin gets the football to start the second half. If they could make it a one-possession game going into the half, they have to like that. Cutting back right as soon as he gets the football, he saw an opening, was Rico Owens, and he gets down to the 31. So he gains about 3 yards on the play. Eric Kitchen is going to chase him down at the 31-yard line. So that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 7 situation after the gain of 3 by Rico Owens.
Kitchen grabbed him low, and Hervey finished him off up high. EMCC did a nice job closing on him there. It looked like he had a running lane, and then out of nowhere, Hervey comes in and finishes him off, brings up 2nd down at about 8.
Clock at 4:35 to go before halftime. Down to the 31 of EMCC. Play action, floating it on a fade pattern, far sideline, and it is caught inside the 5-yard line, and penalty flags fly.
Yeah, that's going to be our defensive pass interference, so they'll decline that, obviously, getting the ball down to the 1-yard line. But a nice job by the quarterback, who took a lick once he threw that ball. And EMCC was one-on-one in coverage as they brought 7 guys up to the line of scrimmage to rush the quarterback. And we'll see what the penalty here is going to be.
Pass interference.
Offense.
On the
Antoine
offense.
Robinson. Antoine Robinson is the one who made the reception, and he's the one that's going to get the pass interference call.
He pushed off there around about the 10-yard line, kind of where you see the flag before, while the ball was in the air. That's why the separation was so big right there. I knew either there was just a missed coverage or something like that happened, and that's what it was, pass interference against the offense.
Big play.
Yeah, huge play, because now it's 2nd down and forever at the 46-yard line. The 46 of EMCC with 4:14 to go here in this first half. 14-0 Lions on top. It's imperative that Colin score here. High snap to Davis, pulls it down. Going to leave it with his tailback, Owens, turning his legs as he gets inside the 45, and he's going to get down to about the 42-yard line. And now we see penalty flags flying here on the near side. A little extracurricular activity after the ball has been blown dead. Glenn, are they going to get Colin or EMCC for this? Because I saw activity from both.
They should get Colin, number 79, and of course he's grabbing his hand because he threw a punch and hit the defender in the helmet, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. We see that from time to time. Players will throw a punch to the helmet. I don't get that, but anyway, 79 will go to the sideline.
Offense for 79. 15-yard penalty. The down count.
You called it, Glenn. You were right there on it, and this has been beyond a drive killer. You got the pass interference, and now the 15-yard unsportsmanlike penalty, and it's 30 yards and penalties now.
How much sense does it make to throw a punch to a hard helmet?
It doesn't make sense for 2 reasons. Physically, that would hurt, and second of all, it's going to get you a 15-yard penalty every single time. So the ball now is going to be on their own 43-yard line, and Davis pulls it from the belly of Owens, and he's going to be sacked. Drop back inside the 40-yard line, and EMCC just continues to push Colin backwards. Colin not helping themselves at all, shooting themselves in the foot a couple of times, doing it themselves, but it's now a big loss, or a 3-yard loss. Kane Taylor is going to come up and knock him down. Kane Taylor coming up from his nose guard position, and now EMCC has plenty of time with 3:20 to go before halftime to march the football down the field, make it a 3-score game.
East Mississippi is going to have an opportunity to have outstanding field position, guys. The punter is going to have to unleash at least a 40-yard punt just to get it to where the first down would be.
Snap from their own 40. Garner's going to kick it away, and it's going to be end over end. Clayton is going to call for a fair catch at his own 30-yard line. Between the hash and the numbers, he catches it near side, and EMCC will go from right to left from the 30 here momentarily with 3:01 clock stopped here in the second quarter. If the Lions could go down the field and punch one in here, that is a huge, huge momentum swing. And, of course, EMCC already up 14-0. That'd be a huge deficit to come from behind on the road against the nation's #1 ranked team in the second half if you're down by 3 touchdowns. DeWeaver's in the shotgun, lifts his right leg, will turn and hand it to McIntosh, who stutter steps just a moment and then busts through the line. He's going to get up to about the 38-yard line, so he's going to gain 8 yards on the play, and that's going to bring up now a 2nd down and 2 situation. And making a stop is going to be Jalen Ware. Twin receivers either side, high snap to DeWeaver. He's got it, though, and he's going to leave it with McIntosh, who's spun down as he gets around the 45 up to the 46-yard line, and that's enough for a first down. He was able to get about 7 or 8 yards on the play again, so back-to-back 8-yard runs, and it's a first down for EMCC. First down, 10 to go from their own 46-yard line. Another delayed handoff to McIntosh. Not fooled this time as Colin, and they're going to ride him down as he tries to run laterally across the field away from us at the 45-yard line. Gets the football up to the 46, so that's the line of scrimmage.
William Holmes coming from behind, making that hit on McIntosh. Jason came from behind him and just ran him down as he tried to get around the right side.
No gain on the play. Four-man front for Colin. Here's the snap on 2nd and 10 for their own 46. Big hole around the left side and hit around midfield, getting inside Colin territory down to the 49 is McIntosh. They're trying to strip the football. A helmet comes flying. And the near side fans, which are our fans, EMCC, very, that's more, by the way, with the carry, are very frustrated at this point.
Yeah, they were holding him up, Jason, trying to strip the ball, and there was a lot of extracurricular things going on. Coach Stevens saw it on the near side, and he's out at the numbers to talk to the officials, and he can't understand why there was not a penalty flag against Colin for hands to the face because McIntosh's helmet went rolling.
I'm going to give him credit for remaining extremely calm here because I would not be able to, especially with the Colin players coming near side and kind of talking some trash to Buddy Stevens. I mean, there's no limits with this group as far as who they're going to trash talk. I mean, even our sideline reporter was getting it before the game. Glenn, move to the sideline right now, though. You're up 14-0, 1:50 to go, and looks like you're going to get a chance to get into the end zone here with a pretty good field position.
Yeah, Jason, you're absolutely right, and I can tell you, we've been on the field through 9 games. This is the 10th game of the season playoff, but I can tell you there is a different mentality on this sideline today, being a playoff and being against Colin. It's unlike any I've seen this year, and it's exciting to see because this is a determined sideline, and we're starting to see that up 14-0, and I wouldn't be surprised they try to get another one before the halftime.
And if I'm their defense coordinator, William Jones, who I know William Jones very well, I'm not happy at this point. Your defense has played, well, but 14-0, and you're kind of doing some extracurricular things. It's going to bite you here in a moment, and now they're dancing around on the field like they're up 14-0. And they're crowding that line of scrimmage. They're going to bring the house here on 3rd down. It's 3rd down and 6, spot of the football, the 49 of Colin. Twin receivers here on the near side, twins on the right side. DeWeaver's in the shotgun. Has Moore flanked to his right. The snap to DeWeaver. Back to pass. And he fires it to Drummond. Caught near side at the 45-yard line. Taken out of bounds as he gets inside the 45 at the 43. Correction, that is McIntosh back out on the field, who is the tailback for EMCC. 1:42. Clock has now been stopped. It rolled a little bit too long. It should have been stopped a couple of seconds earlier. And EMCC with the play action to McIntosh. Now they're just going to throw it away. DeWeaver just cocks and throws it to the near sideline. Incomplete. And that'll bring up now a 2nd down and 10 situation from the 43 of Colin.
Incomplete.
Yeah, DeWeaver was looking for Drummond on that little sideline wide receiver screen, but Drummond had another receiver that was hit by a defender, knocked in front of him and in the eyesight of DeWeaver, so he had to throw that ball away. So looks like the officials are talking as there was a flag on the play.
Let's get the White Hats announcement as he's coming out of the crowd to get a little separation here.
An eligible receiver downfield.
Yeah, Lyman got downfield right there, just trying to throw it away. It was one of those RPOs, and Lyman just got a little too far down the field and got caught.
All right, so that's going to be a 5-yard penalty, so it will bring up now a 1st down and 15. Spot of the football just over the 48-yard line in Colin territory. EMCC on the plus side of the field with twin receivers either side. DeWeaver's back to pass. He gets rid of it quickly on a screen pass to McIntosh, but a defender's there, and they're going to drop him for a yard loss at the 49-yard line.
Boy, when McIntosh got that ball, there was really nothing he could do. He was hit immediately. Loses, looks like a couple of yards or a yard or so back to the 49-yard line. So EMCC not going in the direction, but Coach Stevens is again talking to the officials out on the field because of the rough play at the end of the play there.
Well, Colin was kind of known for some of this coming in, and I credit EMCC for remaining poised. 1:02 to go here in the first half. Back to pass on second down and 15, and running up the middle, pump faking, now firing it, caught near side, staying down the near sideline, slipping at the 25-yard line, making the catch is Julian Connor. And EMCC has a first down. Great find by Messiah DeWeaver. It looked like he was about to commit to running the football and got rid of it at the last second, Jonathan.
Yeah, nice job by DeWeaver. He was running around in the pocket, stepped forward. You thought he was going to try to take it on the ground, and looked up and saw Connor open and hit him.
First down, EMCC with 50 seconds to go in the first half. DeWeaver rolling right. It's going to be hit, and he makes the completion across the way at the 23-yard line. I think he was just trying to get rid of it, but he happened to have a receiver that came over and picked it up, and I think that was Miller. Austin Morphus, a bigger partner.
Jalen Bedell, defensive lineman, is checking out of the game. It looked like he was limping a little bit, so they'll have a fresh defender rushing.
Clock rolling, 23 seconds to go in the first half. DeWeaver all day to throw, surveys the field, now shifts a little bit to his left, goes back to his right, fires it towards the far sideline, incomplete at the 5-yard line. Some defenders came in and covered up the open receiver inside the 5-yard line, and so it's going to bring up now a third down and 8 to go, 15 seconds on the clock here in the first half.
You have to credit the coverage team on that, because they were all over. Our wide receivers picked up the running back out of the field as well, so that brings up a third down and about 7. And EMCC traveling down the field, but only 15 seconds to go before halftime.
EMCC with 2 timeouts left, so they have some in their pocket if they need to use them. Bunch receivers, trips near side towards the closer to the formation. We have a whistle and a stoppage of play, and I think we have a timeout called. And EMCC does want to talk about it. We'll be back in 30 seconds, 14 seconds left here in this first half. EMCC with a third down and 8 to go. Spotted the football, the Colin 23. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to the EMCC Radio Network. That one tick should not have gone off the clock, because EMCC called the timeout before the snap. We're coming back out of timeout. The Lions called it to talk about it. There's 15 seconds to go in this first half. Lions have it at the closer to the 22-yard line of Colin, moving from right to left with a chance to go up by 3 scores. Bunched receivers, there's trips near side, single receiver short side of the field across the way. DeWeaver back to pass, steps up, pump fakes, now fires it towards the 4-yard line, caught. His feet stayed in bounds, and EMCC will have it first down and goal to go from the 4.
Absolutely.
5 seconds left.
Beautiful job by the receiver to catch that ball and put his feet down in bounds. Colin is arguing that on the far side, but I thought it was a pretty easy call by the official.
Very easy call. Yeah, you could tell both feet stayed in. The only thing is, was he juggling it? Did he have possession? Did he drop it? That's something we couldn't see. But obviously the Colin players would not have a very good look at that as well. The official was on top of it. Colin has called a timeout. We are going to keep it right here. The last score that we heard down in Ellisville, it was tied at 7 apiece with about 9 minutes to go in that game between Northwest, the number 2 out of the North, and the number 1 team out of the South, Jones. So we're going to check that score for you here momentarily and pass it along as soon as we get it updated. But EMCC has 1 play, Glenn, to go. You got 5 seconds. What do you do here if you have, as you have it with 4 yards out from the end zone?
Well, Jason, if you kick a field goal and get points, you're a 3-possession ball game. Of course, if you get a touchdown, you're still a 3-possession ball game. I think just, this is Glenn now, it doesn't matter. And my wife will tell you, my opinion doesn't matter. But take points any way you can get them right here, and it makes it a 3-possession ball game. But if you go ahead and go for it and you get it, you go up 21-0, then you've got an opportunity when you come back out at halftime to knock them out early in the second half.
Thank you, Glenn. Stetson Bennett hits Notorian Watts for the second time today, this time for a 13-yard touchdown pass. Jones takes a 14-7 lead over Northwest, 5:58 to go in the second quarter, so that first half is about to be up 14-7, a touchdown lead for Jones. They're going to go for it here. Taekwon Ulmer in the shotgun, and we have a penalty flag. Oh, goodness. Did the play clock expire?
Prior to the snap.
That's a false start.
On the offense, number 55.
Oh, goodness.
5-yard penalty. Still second out.
Yeah, I didn't think he even had gotten in a stance yet, so I would think backing up 5, they're going to stay with the play.
Taekwon Ulmer in the shotgun. McIntosh just behind the right tackle. He'll now shift off the left hip of Ulmer. Ulmer takes the snap. He rolls to the near side. Ulmer's going to square to throw. He dumps it towards the end zone. Now fires it out of the back of the end zone as time expires, and EMCC will lead it 14-0 as we head to the locker room. And in just a moment, we'll go back on the field to Glenn Beard to get the thoughts of Buddy Stevens. EMCC with a touchdown through the air and a touchdown on the ground. And they lead it 14-0 over Colin here in the first round of the MAJC state playoffs. And Buddy Stevens now joins Glenn Beard.
Thanks, Jason. Got head football coach Buddy Stevens down here. Coach, your team's up 2 scores right here and playing physical right now.
I'm an idiot. I should have kicked it right there.
All right. There you go. Hey, I kind of said that before, but
That is the best halftime comment, not only for EMCC and ever for Buddy Stevens, but in college football, period. That is fantastic. Thank you, Glenn.
It's called validation for the sideline guy.
If you don't love Buddy Stevens, you don't have a pulse. That is just hilarious. Great. All right, Buddy Stevens with a quick word with Glenn Beard goes to the locker room, and I don't know if he's going to say that to the boys in the locker room. I think he'll have a different message. We'll be back in about 3 minutes with our SEC. Actually, check that. We'll be back in 2 minutes with SEC update, and then after that, we'll have more second half action live from Sullivan Wyndham Field here on the campus of EMCC. It's the MAJC playoffs. Lions lead at 14-0. This is the EMCC Radio Network.
shift into a higher gear while the band performs Edgar Winter's Free Ride and Tom Cochran's Life is a Highway. Now to conclude our classic rock trip, the band performs The Beatles' Long and Winding Road, Jackson Browne's Running on Empty, and Drive My Car by The Beatles. big round of applause for the East Mississippi Community College Mighty Lion Band. The band is led on the field by drum majors Kelly Williams from New Hope, Mississippi, and Chase Griffith from Enterprise, Mississippi. The EMCC band staff includes percussion instructor David Sullivan, color guard instructor Catherine Fulton, dance instructor Megan Anderson. Band directors are Ron Gann and Chris King. Join us on November 27th at 7 p.m. on campus at our Dottie Smith Instrumental Education Building for our holiday concert featuring the Jazz Ensemble, Symphonic Band, and Choir. For more information on this and other performances, visit the EMCC Band on social media by searching EMCC Band on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or by visiting our website at www.eastms.edu/Mighty Lion Band. Go Lions!
because we're going to go straight into the Mississippi State football broadcast. Should be in the pregame show when we hit that broadcast. They're about 35 minutes away from going on the air. Actually, they're an hour away from going on the air. It's a 6:30 kickoff in Starkville tonight, not 6 p.m. So the network pregame show at 4:30. We'll still be on the air when they get that broadcast going, because unless we have a really, really rapid second half. EMCC leads it 14-0 here in Scuba against number 16 Colin. Lions trying to hang on and play for a national championship, and that date was announced this past week, Jonathan. November the 29th, Pittsburgh, Kansas, and that game will be televised on the CBS Sports Network, and EMCC's there right here on WFCA.
Yeah, we're excited about that opportunity, having been a part of the 4 previous national title games. I was honored to be one of the broadcasters last year as they won the national title, as they played down at Gulf Coast. And what a terrific opportunity it is for these young men to come in to play football for an opportunity to win a national title. You know, it's easy for Buddy Stevens to go into somebody's home and say, hey, look. Yeah. Look at these rings, look at the bling.
Not just the national championships, we got all those state championship rings too. I mean, he doesn't have enough fingers for them.
Oh, I know. It's a good problem to have if you're an EMCC Lion and you're a potential recruit or potential player. Who doesn't want to come down and play for a team that is such a great winning tradition, as well as a team that puts together players that go on to play in Division I ball? You've got such great opportunity.
Yeah, that's it. And I knew as soon as you said not only wins, that's where you were going at. They develop. And you have a great experience here. You're prepared for the Division I level. You're prepared for the Division II, Division III. You're prepared because the way Buddy Stevens and this program and all the way from the president, Dr. Bradbury, to Mickey Stokes and all those guys who run this program, and so many names that I can't mention, it's run like Division I. They treat everything here like Division I, and so it's a great experience for the players. It's just not like you're coming to the middle of nowhere just to play football. I mean, you get some of those experiences that you will at the D1 level eventually. Kentucky trails Georgia 7-0 with 11:12 to go before halftime. That one's in Lexington. 16th ranked Iowa trails Purdue 14-10 on the road in West Lafayette. 10:47 to go before halftime. North Carolina State on top of Florida State here early. 10-0 with exactly 12 minutes to go before halftime. Texas leading West Virginia 7-3. Texas 17th in the country, 13th ranked West Virginia. 3:55 to go in the first quarter. 5th ranked Michigan on top of 14th ranked Penn State at the Big House into the first quarter. Boston College ranked number 22 in the country, tied with Virginia Tech 7-7 with 30 seconds to go in the first. Missouri trails number 11 Florida 3-0 down in the Swamp with 7:13 to go in the first quarter. Arizona State leads number 15 Utah 7-0, 8:22 to go in the first. And a final score, Auburn defeats number 20 Texas A&M 28-34. Ole Miss goes down by a final score of 44-40 to the South Carolina Gamecocks. That one was played in Oxford, and once again Mississippi State Louisiana Tech kicking off at 6:30 p.m. That game will be right here on WFCA. We'll actually get a portion of the pregame show on for you here in just a bit. The Lions will be kicking off from their own 35 to Colin. Colin set to take the second half kickoff as EMCC had the opening drive. EMCC scored on the opening drive. DeWeaver touchdown pass to Ontario Drummond from 21 yards out after the PAT. It was 7-0, and then Taekwon Ulmer with 7:17 to go in the first half gets into the end zone from 5 yards out. So the ball is kicked and it rolls out of the side of the end zone. Josh Smith is going to give the touchback to Colin. So Colin will have it at their own 25, moving from left to right as we start second half action. Did not getting points when they had a chance to get points there at the end, you think that affects the EMCC, or is it just come back out business as usual?
Well, I think it could affect them because you have an opportunity to take some momentum into halftime and to come back. If you look across the way at Colin, those guys are jumping, hopping. They're excited. It looks like they've got a little different step coming out onto the field now, as they're ready to take over with their first offensive possession of the second half.
And they'll have it at their own 25, as mentioned. High snap to Davis. He's going to leave it with his tailback. He goes straight up the middle, and he's going to rumble out across the 30 up to the 33-yard line, and that is going to be Deion Dampier. Deion Dampier will start the first offensive series of the second half. He gets a 8-yard gain. Ontario Johnson will knock him off his feet. Spotted the football is up to the 33-yard line. He's got to get, or just above the 33. He's got to get to the 35 for a first down, so it is now second down and 2. Davis in the shotgun as a tight end Flanked off to the right. Single receiver near side, Twins left. He shifts that tight end from right to left. Snap to Davis, and it's another handoff to Dampier, and he's got some real estate. Gets out across the 45, hit hard, and rolls over man at the 50. Oh, goodness, and gets down to the 47-yard line. And, man, Dion Dampier, the Panola, Mississippi sophomore, just punished an EMCC defender, and he's lying down there at midfield hurt.
Yeah, Jason, we do have a penalty flag here at the 34-yard line. It's going to be a holding against the right offensive tackle unless the white hat waves it off. But it was pretty obvious to me. I threw my flag.
And the young man is on his feet.
On the offense, number 75. 10-yard penalty.
And that is Josh Miller favoring his left leg. It looks as if Josh planted his feet to make the tackle, and then when he got hit and run over, it was just an awkward position that kind of maybe jammed, I think, his legs in the turf, or that right leg, I should say. So it looks like they're going to take him into the injury tent and attend to him, so hopefully he'll be able to return in this game. After the penalty, the spot of the football is going to be their own 23.
Looked like an inadvertent helmet-to-helmet hit there, as the defender and the offensive player both lowered their heads at the same time.
So my theory's totally blown.
Well, no, it still could have been. I think it's probably a couple of those things added together.
Yeah. Twins on the left side, wide side of the field. The snap to Davis. He's looking left. Hit, drop, sack. Back inside the 15 at the 14-yard line. Eric Kitchen is in there on the play. Also Everett Cunningham in on the play. Everett Cunningham came in with 15 sacks.
Yeah, he beat
9 sacks, I beg your pardon, 15 tackles for loss.
He beat Big 75 Barden, the 6'4", 310-pound sophomore from Jackson from Callaway High School. He beat him, and he was standing there watching as he lit up the quarterback. So a big down, big possession, 3rd down and long for the Wolves.
Ball closer to the near hash, spotted the football, the 11 after the dust settles. Trips left, snap to Davis. Pocket collapses, hit again, sacked inside the 10, back-to-back sacks. Eric Kitchen comes up with another one. Oh, my goodness.
The quarterback stopped and started looking around at the defensive guys that were putting pressure on it. He could not throw the ball away. It was a big sack, and a good job by Coach Collins dialing up pressure there on 2nd down and 3rd down and long.
So it's now 4th down and really long, 4th and 28. They would have to get to the 35-yard line for a first down. Spot of the football is at the 8, their own 8. So Garner's going to kick out of his own end zone, standing in the M in EMCC. Gets it away. It's a wobbly kick. Clayton's going to take it at the 40, and he's hit immediately and pushed back to the 43. Forward progress will have him there at the 40 where he caught the football. So no return for DJ Clayton. 40 yards from pay dirt to EMCC, up 14-0. Great field position. Glenn, how do you think that they're going to handle this offensive possession here on
Well, Jason, how they'll handle it, I'm not sure, but they've got an opportunity to do something special and go up 3 scores and really start driving the nails in the coffin.
Thank you, Glenn. Appreciate that. First down, 10 to go from the 40-yard line of Colin. 3-man front. Here's the snap. They bring a delayed blitz. Screen pass over on the right side is caught by McIntosh. He gets inside the 40, down the numbers, and he's going to be hit and dropped around the 35-yard line. So gain of 5. It'll bring up a 2nd down immediate.
Pass was thrown behind McIntosh a little bit, so he had to turn to catch the ball, and that took up a little time as he had to spin back around to square up his hips with the line of scrimmage, or he could have gotten big yardage there.
R.J. Jarrett with the tackle. Snap on 2nd and 5. They leave it in the belly of McIntosh again. He gets down to the 32 and push back 5-6 yards. But forward progress will have him somewhere in the neighborhood of the 32-yard line.
Yeah, he just lowered that head and went forward, picked up a couple of yards at the most, brings up a 3rd down at about 3. So this is a critical 3rd down here for EMCC. They want to get into the end zone and get those points on the board that they left at halftime.
So 3rd down and short. Here's the snap to DeWeaver. He's back to pass. Now rolls around the right side, and he's going to go inside the 30-yard line, and he's going to have enough for a first down.
And at Watt Equipment Company of DeKalb, you'll find
yeah, nice run to get out of bounds. Especially the last 3 or 4 game after another has really grown. His poise is so much better. He's starting to trust those offensive.
15, Highway 16 West. Roll call 601. 2-3.
Moore on the carry. Taken by Alston. Loss of 3 yards. Second and 13.
In broadcasting, second down and long to Weaver. Screen pass over the middle to Moore. He's got it inside the 25, just the middle of the field between the hashes. Still on his feet after he was hit inside the 20 and dropped down at the 15-yard line.
You know, that's what Moore does, is he just turns and goes, runs over people. He's about the same size as McIntosh, but he's a different running back. He runs with power. He looks for contact, and he's a guy that can really get things done inside the red zone, which is where EMCC is now.
Play action to Moore, fires it near side, caught and spun down around the 10-yard line, inside the 10 at the 9. Julius Connor making the reception for EMCC. So it's going to bring up now a second down and short. He's going to gain about 8 yards, close to 7 actually on the play. Swayze Bozeman will make the stop. Second down and 3 inside the 10 now. Snap to the Weaver, leaves it with Moore, goes straight up the middle inside the 5. And there's a big pile of white jerseys that's going to stop him around the 4-yard line. First down, goal to go.
Talked about Julian Connor just a moment ago. He's a guy that came in at quarterback, but he's too talented not to be on the field. He's a freshman from, I believe it's Hattiesburg, and 5'11", 185 pounds. He is a real talented guy.
So DeWeaver will give the handoff to Moore again. He's going to get down the near hash at about the 1-yard line, so it's going to bring up a second down and goal situation.
Yeah, second down and goal from the 1, guys, 1-yard line.
So second and goal from the 1. Taekwon Ulmer's in there at quarterback in the shotgun. Reddick's in the slot position near side, goes from near side to far on the speed sweep. They fake it to him, and Taekwon Ulmer goes around right side, and he's going to be pushed back to the 2. He's going to lose a yard on the play. So to bring up third down and goal to go from the 2 of Colin. Moving from right to left, they're knocking on the north end zone door of the Lions, up 14-0 already.
I believe that was LaWilliam Holmes, the defensive lineman, who made penetration into the backfield and eventually hit Ulmer as he finally cut upfield. He's going to lose about a yard, as you mentioned. So it's a third down and short, third down and goal to go for EMCC.
McIntosh back in there, as well as Messiah DeWeaver. On third down and goal to go for the 2. The snap to DeWeaver. He's going to rush it up the middle, and he's going to dive towards the end zone, but he's being pulled back by a mass of humanity, and he's going to get down not past the 2. I thought he was able to maybe get down to the 1-yard line. It's kind of hard to see from the angle here. It looks like the far side sideline official was walking up around the 2.
Yeah, that's where they're going to mark it, at the 2-yard line.
So it will be at the 2. So it's fourth down and goal to go for the 2. And Buddy Stevens this time is going to send out the field goal unit. The kicking team is out there. Josh Smith, 4 of 6 on the season. Missed one earlier in the first half. Snap is back. Here's the kick, and the short field goal is through the uprights and good. 20-yard field goal for Josh Smith, and EMCC leads it 17-0 with 7:47 to go here in the third quarter. Back with the kick to the Wolves in a moment. You're listening to the EMCC Football Network.
Briggs 5 points in Scuba.
Community College.
No, it's okay, Cam. It just
happens here.
From right to left is Josh Smith, taken inside the 10 by Colin, out across 15, 20, 25, coming up the far seam across the 30, and now going between the hash of the numbers up to about the 33-yard line when the dust settles.
Good job on the return as he takes it all the way up across the 30-yard line, Jason. Those kickoff return guys, they're special because you have to think about those guys coming from the opposite side. They're coming 100 miles an hour right at you, and you've got to really make great decisions to have a positive return and to hold on to the ball. You see a lot of turnovers in those return games, so good job tonight by both teams on returning the ball.
Twin receivers here on the near side. First down. 10 to go for Colin. Davis in the shotgun takes the snap. He hands it off to his tailback, trying to come around near side, and that's Rico Owens. He cuts back left, gets up to the 35-yard line. So that'll bring now up a 2nd down and 7 situation after the gain of 3, making the tackle Ontario Johnson on the play. 7:24, 7:23 counting clock here in the 3rd quarter of play. Lions up 17-0.
Johnson did a nice job with an open field tackle there as the running back was trying to get past him into the secondary.
Ball spotted middle of the field, moving from left to right of the Wolves. The snap to Davis, 2-step drop back, and he goes underneath, and it is caught by Robinson, and he gets out across the 45 for a 1st down, and he's finally corralled around the 48.5-yard line. And that's going to move the chains, and they're 2 yards, about a yard and a half rather, away from being inside EMCC territory. E.J. Woods will knock him off his feet. Robinson with a nice catch and run after catch. It's a 16-yard gain for number 16, Antoine Robinson. Davis in the shotgun is tight end, lined up on the right side. Owens flanked off his right hip. He leaves it with Owens. Owens tries to go around the left side, puts his hands out on the backs of his blockers and can't get around them, and he's going to be dropped for a 2-yard loss back at the 46-yard line. So it'll bring up now a 2nd down and 12 situation. Rico Owens could not find any room around that left side.
Good job by the EMCC defensive line and linebacking crew, stretching that play out and really making a nice tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Ontario Johnson with another tackle in this game. He makes the stop. Another tackle for loss for that young man. 2nd down and 12, ball left hash. Twin receivers near side. Davis waiting on the snap. Now calls for it. Drops back to pass. Pocket collapses, has to roll left. Now slides and throws down the field, and it's incomplete at the 32-yard line, far sideline. 5:54 to go in the 3rd quarter. The clock is stopped.
I'm not sure, but it looked like the defender got up into the face of the quarterback and may have tipped that ball just a little bit.
Taylor was the intended receiver. So it's going to be 3rd down and 12 now. Possession play here for Colin. There's 20 on the play clock, 5:54 on the game clock. It is stopped after that incomplete pass. We're in the 3rd quarter of play. From their own 46, here's the face mask snap. He picks it up, almost intercepted. Everett Cunningham had it in his hands. The ball was thrown point blank, and he just grabbed it and dropped it at the 44-yard line. So it's 4th down and 12.
What a great athletic play even to get his hands on the ball as the quarterback had some zip on it, and he was about 7 yards away from the quarterback, and he threw it, and it went into and out of his hands. And that just tells you how athletic this defensive front is for EMCC.
DJ Clayton will stand far hash at the 20-yard line. Ball placed at their own 46 for Colin. Ashton Garner, 32-yard average, puts his foot into it, and it's a high spiral, and running up on it outside the numbers at the 29 is DJ Clayton, and as he gets near the sideline, he fair catches it, and the EMCC will have it with the nose of the football on the 30-yard line, moving from right to left, up 17-0.
I've said it a couple of times, I know, before in the game, talking about DJ Clayton catching those punts, but that is just an important part of the game. It goes unlooked. If you look at the stats, it doesn't show anything positive for him, but he's making those catches and preventing those balls from going past him and starting deep in their own territory.
DeWeaver with the snap, leaves it on the ground, coming around near side, hit, and dropped his McIntosh at the 25-yard line. He is going to lose 5 yards on the play, and Kobe Wren's going to make a huge tackle for loss there.
Yeah, Wren was there. Connor Meyer, also a guy that came up and finished off the play. And McIntosh didn't have much room to do anything there when he got the ball.
They're going to move the football up to the 26, a loss of 4, 2nd and 14. Trips wide side of the field, right side. DeWeaver dancing around with his feet, fires it on the far hash up to the 30-yard line, and then diving forward up to the 34.
It's Brownlee, I think.
It is Jason Brownlee with the reception. So it'll bring up now a 3rd down and 6 situation. 3rd and 6 from their own 34.
Brownlee at 6'3" makes a great target for the quarterback.
Ball right hash, looking near side, firing it near side, and it is caught by EMCC up to the 40-yard line and staying on his feet for the first down up to the 41. Had an extra yard to get. And making the reception is Travion Jones.
Boy, Jones did a great job catching the ball and spinning to get that first down. He knew where he was on the field. He knew where he had to get. Good job.
Twins either side of the field. The snap, McIntosh is going to take it, tries to go around right side. He's bottled up and loses a yard at the 40-yard line. Back to that Jones reception. He caught it, and when he got to the 40, he knew he had to get over that 40-yard line for the first down, and just that extra effort went ahead and moved the chains. Now the Lions are going to lose a yard on the McIntosh run around the right side, and that's going to bring up now a 2nd and 11. Ball right hash with Twins either side. Wide side of the field is near side. Lions moving from right to left, and those linebackers are plugging up those holes as they're standing in between now the defensive front. Showing some pressure here on 2nd down and long. DeWeaver gets rid of it quickly, and it's caught by Connor at the 45, stays on his feet, breaks a tackle. He's in the open field, 30, 25, 20, and he's going to be caught and wrapped up at the 19-yard line and tackled by 3 Colin Wolves. He's still fighting on his feet, but they're going to blow the play dead down at the 17-yard line. Julian Connor.
Have an injured player, injured Wolf on the field back at the 50-yard line, but what a good job. DeWeaver made a beautiful pass. Connor made a great reception, made somebody miss. But if you take a look at that defensively for Colin, Jason, they were bringing the house. They had everybody going in. That told the quarterback he had single coverage out there, so all he had to do was get it out there to an open receiver. And if they make one man miss, you get a big play.
Great read by Messiah DeWeaver. We're going to pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to the EMCC Football Network. If you're just tuning in, we welcome you to the EMCC broadcast here in Scuba, Mississippi at Sullivan Wyndham Field. 17-0 Lions on top with 3:38 to go here in the 3rd quarter of play. Lions trying to move on to the state championship game for the 3rd straight season. They're trying to win the state championship for the 3rd straight season. And winning a state championship would mean the Lions would play once again for their 2nd straight national championship. They've had back-to-back national championships in the Buddy Stevens era. That was in 13 and 14. So after the timeout, it's 1st down, 10 to go. Spot of the football is close to the 17-yard line of Colin. They're going to place the ball on the left hash. 3:27, clock winding here in the 3rd quarter. DeWeaver in the shotgun will have Twins either side. McIntosh is flanked off his right. Snaps to him in the shotgun.
Quickly, it's all Connor the 35. He breaks the tackle. He's open field.
Reverses his field inside the 10, inside the 5. Touchdown, EMCC. But there's yellow hankies littering the field, so we'll hold off a moment. Maybe Glenn Beard could sort some things out. There's 2 separate flags on the play. And it's very quiet here on the near sideline.
It's going to be holding against the Lions, guys. They set up the tunnel screen to perfection. However, just a little too much jersey right there by a couple offensive linemen.
On the offense, number 21. 10-yard penalty for the spot of the foul. Still 1st down.
All right, thank you, Glenn. And the white hat gives us the same thing that you just said just a moment ago. So EMCC will now be backed up to their own the Colin 25-yard line. EMCC moving downhill. They've got bunch trip receivers at the hash near the formation near side. Snap to DeWeaver, looking near side, which is left side, throws it to the hash, and it's caught by EMCC as they get inside the 15 down to the 11-yard line, and that is going to be Jones once again. So Jones will make the reception. Jalen Ware will knock him off his feet.
Travion Jones came into the game because Drummond needed a little bit of a rest, and boy, that's a way to make an impact. Pick up big yardage there, bringing up 2nd down and about 3 yards to go for EMCC.
So big gain there by Jones through the air. Same formation as last. The snap in the shotgun to DeWeaver, hands it off to McIntosh, breaks a tackle at the 10, breaks another tackle, tries to get the outside. He's at the 5. Oh, and he knocks a man down at the 3-yard line as he steps out of bounds. It's 1st down and goal to go for EMCC. They're already up 17-0, trying to tackle more with 2:23 to go here in the 4th quarter.
McIntosh just kept bumping off tacklers. to get to that outside and picked up nice yardage. It's 1st down and 3. EMCC's had a little bit of a difficult time getting in the end zone from inside the 5 today.
Spotted the football at the 3, ball right hash. Ontario Drummond's lined out at wide out here on the near side. Ulmer's back in the contest. He takes the snap. Will hand it off to Keon Moore. Dances up the middle. Is he in? Touchdown, EMCC. He is in from 3 yards out. Keon Moore scores. Keon Moore has just extended the lead, and that's his 5th touchdown on the ground this season, and the Lions lead at 23-0 pending the PAT.
The Lions had always run Ulmer, or at least in this ball game when they've gotten inside the 4, but he handed it straight off to Moore, who picked up good yardage, powered into the end zone, and the Lions have run it up to 23-0, and we've got an extra point pending.
We're awaiting the snap from Burton. Goaler will hold. Josh Smith will attempt to put it to the upright to give EMCC a 24-0 lead. Snap is back, high snap, pulled down. The kick, it is good, and EMCC leads at 24-0 with 1:52 to go in the 3rd quarter. Back in 30 seconds, as we'll have the kick to the Colin. This is the EMCC Radio Network.
The time is right and the price is...
With 1:52 to go in the 3rd quarter, so we're late 3rd. EMCC with a big lead. It's looking harder and harder now for Colin, just for the fact that not only are they down 21-0, but they've had a difficult time scoring on offense and moving the football. Taken at the 5, 10, 15, 20, and coming up near hash 25. And knocked down there is DeMartre Collins, who will return it for Colin.
Collins ran up the backside of 37, landed Murphy, who is out blocking in front of him. Murphy from Hazelhurst, Copiah Academy. He just couldn't get out of the way quick enough, so he ran up the backside, and he knocked him down. And Colin will have the ball 1st down and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
About a 27-yard return for Colin on the kick return, as it's 1st down 10 to go from the 27, moving from left to right now, as Hayden Davis, averaging 163 yards a game through the air, has not come close to that today. The snap from the 27, play action, has great protection, now has pressure, and he's sacked inside the 20 at the 17-yard line. And don't tell me, Everett Cunningham, goodness, Cunningham came from up the middle, did some twisting and stunning up in there, and was able to pull down the quarterback, Hayden Davis.
Trent Tyree was trying to block Cunningham, and Trenton Tyree is leaving the game now limping, as Cunningham took that opportunity to push him out of the way and attack the quarterback, dropped him way back behind the line.
An 11-yard loss. It's now 2nd down and 21. They've got to get out to the 37-yard line for the 1st down. Back to pass. Backside pressure. He's hit, and the ball comes out. And who falls on it, EMCC or Colin? I think it's going to be Colin who fell on it back at the 11-yard line. Boy, I tell you what, these sacks come in bunches. We saw that at the end of the 1st half. EMCC got a couple of sacks on one series, and then now they get a couple of sacks here on a defensive series.
Coach Collins and his crews made a great adjustment at halftime, and the things that they're doing different is working, because they're in the backfield every time the quarterback gets set to throw.
So it's a 3rd down and eternity. 3rd down and 27. 30 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Davis will be in the shotgun with twins left. Takes the snap from his own 11. Has inside pressure, gets rid of it quickly, and it's incomplete. He was trying to find Deion Dampier, his tailback. Had to get rid of it a little bit earlier than he wanted to because of that inside pressure. And the Lions defensive front now just absolutely whipping that offensive line of Colin. Glenn? We'll check back in with Glenn here momentarily.
I think that was McNeil that drilled the quarterback in the end zone, either McNeil or Cunningham.
It was Cunningham again. I'm sorry, guys, my mic wouldn't work right, but anyway, that was Cunningham again. Just the electricity on the sideline from the defensive staff is just amazing.
Garner's just inside his own end zone, and he's going to get an ugly kick away. It's end over end, it's going to bounce, and hit a Colin player inside the 40, and it's going to take a Colin bounce, go out across the 40, 45, 50, and now roll dead around the 46-yard line. EMCC thought they were probably going to have it around the 40-yard line of Colin.
They actually are, because the ball hit a Colin defender there around the 39-yard line.
Well, that's, I made that comment, and I thought, well, it hit somebody, and if it hit EMCC, then it's a live ball, and so it will be at the 38-yard line. That's where it hit, and I was wondering why they didn't stop play. It's kind of obvious it hit somebody, so Colin now will go on defense and have to defend a short field. 39-yard line is the official spot for EMCC, up 24-0. This could be the dagger here if they could score here. As McIntosh inside handoff, big hole, gets inside the 30s. He goes straight up the gut, and he gets down to about the 27-yard line. There's 6 seconds left in the third quarter. Now 4 seconds, and that's going to run out the third quarter of play. We'll head to the fourth quarter with EMCC up 24-0 with a chance to tack on more points. You're listening to the EMCC Radio Network. Minutes have been put on the scoreboard for the fourth quarter. EMCC up 24-0. Welcome to Scuba, Mississippi on the beautiful campus of EMCC, and it's been a picture-perfect college football day. EMCC with the snap from the 26-yard line, inside handoff to McIntosh, and he just can't escape pressure. He was hit, tried to bounce at the outside, and then was drugged backwards, and he's going to lose a yard back to the, or lose two rather, back to the 28-yard line.
The ends had been staying at home on the previous carries when Ulmer's been in at quarterback, but that time they crashed in and were able to get McIntosh before he got anything positive going. He lost about a half a yard back to the 29.
Ball left hash. Ulmer lifts his right leg. He's going to leave it with McIntosh, who goes around the left side, and he's not going to get much, if anything at all. He's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage as he tried to bounce it to the outside and got near the sideline. And that's going to bring up now a third down and long. Third down and officially 11 with 14-13 to go before the end of this game.
EMCC's had to claw and scratch and earn every point that they've got here today, every yard. They're playing well, but I think Colin's defense has really played well in this game for the most part.
Single receiver either side. Here's the snap, play action. Ulmer goes to the air, fires it left side towards the end zone, and it's incomplete, looking for Drummond. And both Drummond and the defensive back, Natron Brooks, go out of bounds, and they were colliding with each other as they were going out of bounds.
The pass from Ulmer looked really nice as he laid it out there, threw it with plenty of height under it to allow the offensive player to get under it and get position, and brings up fourth down, and EMCC sends out Messiah DeWeaver.
And DeWeaver is 26 of 30 with one interception, thrown a touchdown, and has 261 yards. McIntosh, by the way, 15 carries for 74 yards. He needs get to that 136 for the first down, or had to have that coming in. EMCC is going to call the timeout. We'll be back in just a moment, back in 30 to Scuba. You're listening to the EMCC Radio Network. back here in Scuba, Mississippi. EMCC up 24-0, knocking on the door. They're at the Colin 28 on 4th down and 11 now. And EMCC for the game has 120 yards on the ground on 35 carries. Colin 23 for 30. 261 yards as Alvin McIntosh through the air. 86 yards for Davis and company for Colin. 40 plays, 160 yards for Colin. 66 plays, 381 for EMCC. So on 4th down and 11, spotted the football, the 28. Snapped it to Weaver, play action, and he's hit, he's dropped, and it's Colin ball at the 33-yard line.
Yeah, DeWeaver planted his feet, looked to the left, and the right defensive end was in his face. He didn't have an opportunity to even throw the ball away.
Taj Alston is going to take the sack, or get the sack, I beg your pardon. DeWeaver takes the sack with 13:42 to go in this game. EMCC turns the ball over on downs. EMCC's had a couple of scoring opportunities where you feel like they're going to come away with points and haven't, but still in control, 24-0.
Yeah, they threw the interception earlier. They turned it over there. Right before half, threw the ball out of bounds at the end of the half and didn't get any points in that possession either.
So here comes Davis and company back out onto the field. Go with twin receivers here on the near side. After the snap, he rolls to the near side, squares and fires down the field. Has a man who reaches up, catches it, whoa, gets up in the air at the 46-yard line, and coming down with it's Kendarius Taylor. 6'2", 195, a freshman from Memphis, but could have been 7 foot tall there the way he was able to range up and catch that pass. As I said, Davis's passes have been selling on him a little bit, going high, but Taylor comes down with it at the 45-yard line of EMCC.
He found the soft spot in the zone in front of the cornerback, and the quarterback just laid it out there. Athletic play by Kendarius Taylor.
Same formation, but twins are on the right side this time. Rico Owens takes it on the inside handoff, and he's going to barrel his way down to the 41-yard line. He'll gain 4 in the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 6. There's a massive humanity that tackled him there. Leading the way, though, Fred Hervey. Boy, we call out Fred Hervey's name an awful lot, don't we, Jonathan? Coming in, Hervey was leading the team with 74 tackles, 4 sacks, and 1 pass breakup.
Yeah, he's such an athletic guy. He's 5'11", 215 pounds, so he's pretty undersized for a linebacker.
Davis rolls right after the snap, fires it, and it's just a little bit too out of the reach of his intended receiver across the way. He was looking for Collins. Falls incomplete at the 30-yard line. Collins goes diving out of bounds, and that's going to bring up now a 3rd down and 6 from the 41 of EMCC with 12:40 to go here in this 4th quarter. Clock stopped on the incomplete pass.
Lions bring in their nickel package. They brought in an extra defensive back as obvious passing down here with 3rd down and 7 for Colin.
3rd down and 6 to go from the EMCC 41. Ball left hash. Twins flanked off to the right. Owens flanked off the left shoulder of Hayden. Hayden Davis with, he's going to be hit and dropped. What a sack. My goodness, Cy Martin Jr. comes in, the LSU transfer, leaps up in the air, jumps on his back, and takes him down just like that at the 48-yard line, and Davis had no shot.
Cy Martin just mauled Davis back behind the line of scrimmage, brings up 4th down and long. It looks like Colin's going to go for this here, trailing 24-0 with 12 minutes to go in the game.
I don't think anybody could have described it any better than you just did. Mauled is the perfect. I mean, Cy Martin came like he was shot out of a cannon, leapt up in the air, and just jumped on the back. And you have to kind of look around these days and say, was there a penalty for that, because it just looked so bad?
Yeah, he nailed him.
And a timeout's going to be called by Colin. They want to talk about this 4th down and 13. He only lost 2 yards on the play. We'll return in a moment with that 4th down play. We'll see exactly what Colin wants to do. 11:57 to go in the game. EMCC in control, though, here in the first round of the state playoffs, leading 24-0. You're listening to the EMCC Football Network.
Opportunity happens at East Mississippi Community College. The opportunity to jumpstart your education with our affordable tuition and financial aid options. The opportunity to explore many career paths with our industry-leading workforce training and academic programs. The opportunity to become a national champion on and off the field. Turn opportunity into reality. Register today at East Mississippi Community College. Opportunity happens here.
Back-to-back state championship games are on their way to doing so. They've just kind of finished this game out. Colin, though, this is a very important play, a very important drive for them. If they want to win this game or have a chance to come back and make it a game, they have to convert here on 4th down and 13. From the EMCC 48-yard line, ball near hash. Here's the snap to Davis. He's got great protection. Man, wide open middle of the field, caught 33-yard line, and taken down is Jalen Browder. Browder was absolutely wide open, nobody around him, and he caught it, and he's brought down close to the 30-yard line.
Joseph Anderson was the nickelback that was in the game there, and he took the wrong man. They actually double-teamed a wide receiver, and that let the inside guy, left him wide open across the middle of the field. Nice throw by the quarterback.
Correction, the 33 is where he was brought down, so it's a 1st down. So they convert on the 4th and 13. Browder with the reception. The snap, and Davis's pressure gets away from this pressure and now runs with it up the middle, and now we'll throw it to a wide open Owens near side. He's running down the sidelines, 20-15, pushed out of bounds near the 15-yard line. Hayden was going to run it, Hayden Davis, the quarterback, and then all of a sudden he saw Owens before he could cross the line of scrimmage, said, hey, I can cock it and fire it, and he got rid of it quickly near side.
LaShawn Paulino Bell was putting pressure on the quarterback, and it looked like he ducked his head, and when he did, the quarterback just stepped inside of him, made that nice throw in the completion in the 1st down, 2 first downs in a row for Colin.
So it's 1st down, 10 to go, as Jonathan alluded to, just inside the 15-yard line of EMCC. Twins either side, the snap to Davis, play action to Rico Owens, and it's going to be batted down at the line of scrimmage. I didn't see who got their hand on it, but it was on that left side of that defensive line. It was Joseph Anderson who came up at the line of scrimmage, who was able to knock it down. So it's going to be a 2nd down and 10, spotted closer to the 14-yard line of EMCC for Colin.
Nice job by the defense getting back, and they did exactly what you're taught to do. Stop, put your hands up in front of the quarterback's face, and they just put that big mid up there and knocked it out through the air. Fell incomplete, but a 2nd down and 10 faces Copiah, or Colin.
Davis back to pass. Rocks fires. Knocked down by Fred Hervey at the 10-yard line. And slanting inside was Kendarius Taylor. Had a little position on the defensive back there, showing some sportsmanship, slapping the young man on the helmet and patting him on the backside. And it's now 3rd down and 10. But Hervey made a great play there. And that might have been a reception inside the 5, Glenn, if he doesn't get his hands up.
You're exactly right, Jason, but Fred Hervey, he did an outstanding job of knocking that ball down. They're doing some games on the defensive line, twists and turns up front, and bringing some zone blitzes behind it, especially from the edge. It's really got Colin confused, and now it's 3rd down and 10, and they're going to have to take a timeout with 10:47 to go. Your Lions up 24-0.
Back in 30 to Scuba, you're listening to the EMCC Radio Network. Collins defense, and Coach Collins has called an excellent game today, and they've got another big play that they could make here on 3rd down. It just seems like even though Colin is deep in EMCC territory, this defense can be confident enough that they can make a stop. We saw them have a big goal line stand at Northeast in the last regular season game of the year. Watch this right side of the line, and EMCC's bringing pressure. Here they come, and Colin picks it up, and it's a slant, and it's, or skinny post, I should say, incomplete. They were looking for Taylor, and EMCC knocks it away. Knocking it away for EMCC is Shivanki Harrington. Harrington with a great defense that time on Kendarius Taylor, and it's now 4th down and 10 to go from the 14 of EMCC, and obviously they're not going to kick a field goal. They've got to go for it here.
Yeah, the Lions filling those lanes when the quarterback throws the ball. They're all over those receivers, which has been really nice. 4th down here, you just want to make sure you cover everybody, make them make a mistake.
Davis shouts out some instructions now to his offensive line. He's in the shotgun. He'll snap it from the 14 and roll to his right. He fires it out in the flat, and there's nobody there. He was looking for Collins. Collins was on the goal line, threw it towards the 5-yard line. Collins turned around and saw the ball go incomplete at the 5, and EMCC will take over at their own 14. What did I just tell you? This team's very confident on defense that they can make a play when they're in a tough spot.
Got an injury timeout. A line player is down around the 10-yard line. But incidentally, the last two plays by the EMCC defense, they've not had a lineman that has been in the down position. Everybody's been standing up, and they were just running full speed through the line and after the quarterback. He just did not have any time to do anything.
Things aren't looking good for Kentucky and Lexington, 14-3 at the half. And you may say, well, I mean, they're still within striking distance with, down 11, but Kentucky has just been so one-dimensional offensively this year. You kind of have to feel like, defensively they've done their job, but offensively haven't been able to do it. Purdue up 21-17 on number 16 Iowa at the half. Florida State trails number 21 NC State 27-14 at the half. That game is in Raleigh, North Carolina. Top 20 battle in Austin, 21-17 Texas on top of West Virginia. 17th ranked Texas. West Virginia is 13th. Number 14 Penn State on the road trails number 5 Michigan 14-0. They have the football with 1:11 to go before halftime. Virginia Tech up by a touchdown over number 22 Boston College in Virginia 14-7. Number 11 Florida trails Missouri 14-3 with 9:28 to go before the half. 15th ranked Utah trailing Arizona State 14-10, 6:58 to go second quarter, and a final Auburn defeating number 20 Texas A&M 28-24. And Ole Miss loses earlier today to South Carolina 48-44. That game was in Oxford. And a couple of updates: Tennessee leading Charlotte in Knoxville 14-0 with 6:14 to go before halftime. So that's a look at some scores from around the nation in Division I football. Coming up a little bit later on, I mentioned WFCA. That's our flagship station. Of course, we've got our Super Talk station down in Meridian. Not certain they may have had the Ole Miss game earlier, maybe just now picking us up. But I know that Mississippi State football is coming on immediately after this one. Speed sweep, little toss to Caleb Reddix, who was in motion from far side to near, and he cuts up the numbers at about the 15, is going to get out to about the 16-yard line, close to the 17. So he's going to gain 3 on the play, and that'll bring up a second down and 7.
Those speed sweep type plays where the quarterback tosses it to the receiver really pads your percentage stats on the pass. Mm-hmm. But a nice job by EMCC trying to get outside this Colden Wolf defense and bringing up second down at about 7.
So gain of 3 on the speed sweep, moving from left to right, which was far side to near. Twin receivers either side of the formation, ball near hash. The snap to DeWeaver. He's back to pass, fires it to Brownlee, caught at 29-yard line, and he spun around as he goes out of bounds. Colin says incomplete, and now the officials say incomplete. Whew, that was an absolute huge hit by Tyrus Wheat.
Yeah, I think that was Brownlee who was the intended receiver. It looked like a great pass by the quarterback. Coach Stevens is not happy about that incomplete call as he thinks that Brownlee caught that football.
Well, officials need to kind of get a hold of the situation. When the Colin players, when they get near the EMCC bench, and look, I give our guys and coaches all the credit in the world. They are remaining calm, cool, collected. Our guys are not barking back. But the scoreboard says a lot. It's 24-0. 9:33 to go in this game, so third down and long. And I think I don't think Buddy Stevens liked the call, but I think there's some other things he's discussing with the officials as well. And it may be the point that I'm making, but I could be wrong. Trips left, single receiver near side for EMCC. DeWeaver's in the shotgun. It's third down and 7 now from our own 17. Screen pass looking for Reddix over on the far side. He is hit hard, but the ball was going off his fingertips. It was a little bit high. He was hit inside the 15, so it's going to bring up now a 4th and 7, and the Lions are going to kick it away.
Jacoby Richards, the defender for Colin, put that face mask right in the back of Reddix as soon as he touched the ball. There was nothing that he could do. The ball was knocked out of his hands, incomplete, so a 4th down here. Lions are going to punt it, but should give Colin pretty good field position.
So Johnny Moss is going to stand at his own 2 near hash. Looks like Collins is back there deep to receive at the 45-yard line, his own 45. Snap is back, perfect snap, and the kick, it's a wobbly low line drive kick taken by Collins at the 47. He's going to angle to the right, now cuts back left, and he's going to be clotheslined inside the 30 at the 28-yard line, and that's going to cause the home fans to get excited. And so it's now first down, 10 to go near the 27-yard line. Nice return, though, by Collins.
I thought for a moment he may have grabbed the face mask, but it happened so fast it was hard to tell. The coaching staff and the players on the far side of the field for Cole-Lynn really came out upset because there was no penalty flag on that play.
Jacob Anderson's going to make the stop there on special teams and punt coverage. 27-yard line, the spot of the football for Cole-Lynn. They've had great field position here in the second half and have not been able to cash in. This Cliff Collins defense has really stepped up to the occasion here in the second half, and actually really all game long. First down, 10 to go, ball right hash. Moving from right to left, 9:18 to go in this game. Davis in the shotgun. Davis calling for the football and receives it. He's back to pass, looking near side, fires it left side, wide open inside the 25, and that is Taylor, and he's going to be hit from behind sideways and knocked down at the 20-yard line. He'll be short of the first down by 3 yards, gain of 7. But somehow Taylor was absolutely wide open between the numbers and the hash near side. Making the tackle is Darrell Middleton.
They were running a zone coverage, and he just found a little soft spot where nobody was, stood there, and the quarterback eventually saw him and made the completion. EMCC putting a lot of pressure. They were bringing 7 guys that time to try to get the quarterback.
Northwest leading 28-23 into the third quarter over Jones and Ellisville. We'll keep you updated here in the fourth quarter. Handoff goes behind the left tackle. So an off-tackle play there down to the 15-yard line. That's enough for a first down, and that's Deon Dampier, the ball carrier, and it's first down, 10 to go from the 15 of EMCC. Ball will be placed near hash. 8:25 and counting to go here in this football game. EMCC up 24-0. Kind of seems like this game has slowed down a little bit here in the second half. It was a pretty quick first half of play. Twins right, single receiver near side. Davis looks back to the far sideline. He'll walk up to his offensive line now and change the play. And shifting from his right hip now to his left hip is Dampier. The snap, they leave it with Dampier, trying to dance up the middle, and he's going to go down the far hash, or near hash, I should say, and he's going to get down to about the 12-yard line, so he's going to gain 3 on the play. So it'll bring up now a 2nd and 7. Cy Martin Jr. makes the tackle as he comes from his defensive end position to make the stop.
Throughout the game, Cole-Lynn has been primarily a running team on first down. EMCC was expecting that, and you saw them come off the line. The guys up front put their hands up under the shoulder pads of the offensive players, stand them up and look for the ball. So a good job by the Lion defense. 2nd down and 7.
Davis calling for his offensive lineman to go down, shifts a tight end from the left side of the formation to the right, and now we have a penalty flag. There was 8 on the play clock. I think it's going to be an illegal procedure on Cole-Lynn. Here's the call.
False start.
False start.
On the offense, number 79, 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
The guilty party is Tristan Mosley, 6'2", 300-pound offensive lineman from Cleveland, Mississippi.
He's heading off the field.
He's a little frustrated about that as well. So it's going to bring up now a 2nd and 12 after the 5-yard penalty. T.K. McClendon is the 6'5", 250-pound tight end out of Sopperton, Georgia. He'll line up behind the left tackle in the backfield. Davis back to pass, fires it to the end zone, has a man, and does it one-hop him? No. Yeah, it is incomplete. Looked like it one-hopped up into his hands, and the official was saying incomplete, but the way his arms were spread out, looked like he was saying touchdown, so it is incomplete, and it's going to bring up now a 3rd and 12 for Cole-Lynn, and EMCC is very confident out there defensively, understandably. Okay, now we've got some extracurricular activity going on, and we've got some Cole-Lynn players fighting amongst themselves over there, and I think it's Collins who's trying to calm down Robinson. Robinson's pushing off his teammates. This is just an ugly look for Cole-Lynn here. Someone, though, in the north end zone had jumped over the fence, and I don't know exactly. And now we still have some other Cole-Lynn players, a big offensive lineman going down there to get his words in to the guy who's on the fence.
Yeah, there was a distraction down there, and the officials are pointing, and it looks like they may be going to ask someone to leave the stadium.
And should. But you also can't, and who knows who started. It doesn't really matter who started what. Cooler heads have to prevail here, but this may be and it may be an offsetting. It may be a personal foul on.
And it looks like, is that Mr. Stokes?
I think that's Mickey Stokes who's being escorted over there by the white hat.
To ask someone to at least step away from the fence.
I've
and
got the
maybe
young man
leave.
spotted, and let's see if they get the right guy. Because I looked over, and the guy was standing over the fence, and I wasn't certain exactly. Well, I was like, is this a photographer, cameraman? What's going on? Now they're escorting him out of the stadium.
And folks on the near side clapping as well as folks on the far side. So they picked up the flag.
Yeah. Well, and the majority of the issue happened, at least from what I saw, was able to glance over, was really just altercation between teammates. You had DeMontre Collins out there trying to calm down Antoine Robinson, and then another teammate that couldn't catch his number because he was turned to his side, but he was trying to calm down Robinson as well and get him back to the sideline, and he just kept pushing him away, and it's just not a good look for Colin at that moment. So we'll see. I don't see Robinson out there on the field right now. I think he is over on the far side. They need Robinson, though. He is certainly a valuable receiver for them, and it's 3rd down and 12 now. Spotted the football at around the 17-yard line of EMCC. Davis back to pass, fires it over the middle. That's a man caught. Does he get into the end zone? No, the ball comes out. No, they say touchdown.
Yeah, the official on the near side, it looked like that he dove right at the end of the play, and the ball looked like it hit inside the goal line and then popped free.
Which should be a touchdown, and it is going to be a touchdown. So finally on the board is Colin, 24-6, pending the PAT. But the argument is, though, you know how they always say about the
guys. Here's where we're all going ballistic over here on this sideline. The wide receiver was guilty of a false start right here in front of the side judge, and he just didn't call it. He reached for it and didn't call it, and got caught up watching the play, and ended up in a touchdown, and it should have been a dead ball foul from the Guinea.
Well, wait the snap back. Here it is. Here's the kick. And it is good. I was looking, I missed who the receiver was. I didn't get his number. I was looking at the officials to see if it was going to be called a touchdown or not. Okay, it was Collins. Thank you. Collins with the touchdown reception. And so it's now 24-7 with 6:51 to go in this game. We'll sort everything out and re-explain everything when we return in 30 seconds. You're listening to the EMCC Radio Network. ...17-yard touchdown reception for DeMontre Collins, the 5'8", 175-pounder from Bude, Mississippi, played at Franklin County High School. He gets Colin on the board with 6:51 to go here in the fourth quarter. Attacking on the extra point was Ashton Garner. And now kickoff is coming up. They've got most everybody between the 45 of Colin and the 45 of EMCC anticipating onside kick. It's a sky kick. It basically is an onside kick. Taken at the 42, though, by EMCC. They try to knock it out of there. And EMCC is going to have it at their own 42-yard line. And picking it up is Jaquez Akins. And so EMCC will have it moving from left to right.
Akins did a nice job catching that ball as Colin was really all around it. And it looked like he tried to catch it and spin to try to get beyond that defender. And had he done that, he may have scored. So nice job by EMCC. Normally you'll see a fair catch called on those particular plays.
So first down, 10 to go, moving from left to right. EMCC with possession of the football, and you are correct. You will see a fair catch, and did not see one that time, and that could have been disastrous, but Akins gets it. Snap from the left hash at the 42, inside handoff, going straight up the middle as the ball carry up to the 46-yard line, and that's Deion McIntosh. Needed 62 yards before that carry to get to 1,000 yards on the season. He gains a couple there. So it's a 3-yard gain, needs 59 now. for 1,000. Not certain he's going to get it today, but the looks of it, EMCC is going to be playing in a week. It's now 2nd and 7.
Injured offensive lineman coming off the field for the Lions.
And I think it's Bailey Trusty.
He's been banged up over the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Ball on their own 46 for EMCC, 2nd and 7, up 24-7. 3-touchdown lead for the Lions late 4th quarter. Firing it over on the far sideline, caught 50-yard line going downfield, and it's a first down for EMCC.
Boy, DeWeaver saw something he liked over there. Defender looked like he was backing up, about to give a lot of cushion to the wide receiver, and Messiah DeWeaver just fired it over there to him, and he was able to pick up nice yardage.
And that's Dontario Drummond. Twin receivers left, including Drummond. Twin receivers here on the near side. DeWeaver's in the shotgun, 4-man front for Colin. On a first down and 10 to go, spotted the football at the 43 of Colin with 5:26 and counting to go in this game. Weaver lifts his right leg, will hand it off to McIntosh, escapes one tackle and escapes another and runs through 2 men between them and gets inside the 35 down to the 34-yard line.
He is so good. I remember growing up watching Tony Dorsett for the Cowboys run the football, and McIntosh is about the same size as Tony Dorsett, the same move sets that Dorsett exemplified as a Cowboy, and I'll tell you what, he's really, really good.
Gain of 9 on the play, and it's going to bring up now 2nd and 1. Just inside the 35 or 35 rather, at the 34-yard line. DeWeaver walks up to the line of scrimmage as if he was about to go up under center, but talking to his offensive lineman, he backs up 5 yards in the shotgun. Inside handoff, McIntosh barrels and dives inside the 30 down to the 29 as he just came down the near seam. That's Moore, I beg your pardon. Keon Moore has checked into the contest.
Good job by DeWeaver, being calm and poised, watching the play clock. He snapped that ball, or took the snap with 1 second to go on the play clock, using as much time as he could, and 22 seconds on the play clock, so you can imagine that they're going to sit back and wait for that clock to almost expire before snap.
4:05 and counting here in the 4th quarter. 10 seconds on the play clock. Twins near side, Twins far side. Snap to the shotgun. Moore gets another inside handoff. Goes straight up the gut, down the near seam. Gets down to the 25-yard line. That's going to bring up now a 2nd down and medium. After gaining about 4 or 5 yards on the play. Officially 3:43, 3:42, clock rolling. 24-7, EMCC on top by 3 touchdowns here late 4th quarter in this football game. In Scuba, EMCC is going to wait to see if we're hosting here next week or going on the road to Ellisville. Depends on what happens in that Jones-Northwest game. Last we heard, into the 3rd quarter, Northwest was on top of Jones. Trips left, single receiver near side. Bleeding the clock still. They have to snap it at 3:10. Now there's 4 seconds, 3 seconds on the play clock. Snap to DeWeaver in the shotgun. Moore gets the handoff, and he's going to drag some folks inside the 20. And he's going to be a yard shy of the first down, so it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 1. Clock's going to roll inside 3 minutes, though, before they snap it again.
Moore is going to check out. McIntosh is going to come in. Jason is a runner. And 3rd down and short. And EMCC is doing a nice job letting that clock run all the way down as far as it can go. 23 seconds on the play clock, 2:44 on the game clock.
Now there's 14 on the play clock. Now 10. Now the offensive lineman gets set at the 20. DeWeaver looks to that left side. Raises his right leg. Will hand it to McIntosh. Goes straight up the middle. He's going to have the first down as he gets inside the 18 down to the 17-yard line. Going just straight middle of the field. EMCC is just continuing to go on the dive play, back and forth, and the Lions have a first down and will bleed this clock out now with 2:17 to go in this game.
McIntosh is so good at making things happen in small spaces. It takes just the smallest hole for him to be able to bust through and pick up yardage.
2:05 to go in the game. Play clock down to 20 seconds. Remember, in 2 minutes, we will send it straight to the Mississippi State football pregame show that just went on the air now about 30 seconds ago. Trips left. Ball placed middle of the field down to the 17-yard line, and it's a handoff again to McIntosh, comes around the right side, then cuts back left in traffic, and is going to be tackled around the 16-yard line, so a gain of 1. Tough yardage there for McIntosh with 1:33 to go now in this game.
Well, the offensive line had given up on their blocks, but McIntosh was still trying to spin free and run and staying alive and moving forward. He did a great job just picking up a yard on that play.
Minute 20 on the clock. Well, we haven't seen a stall like this from EMCC offensively in a long time, but they're just trying to get this clock to run down. They know they're going to win this football game. We're going to be playing at 2 o'clock next Saturday. We're going to be playing here with a 1:15 airtime, or we're going to be in Ellisville with a 1:15 airtime. We'll give you a score update here in just a moment before we sign off the air. Snap to the Weaver, inside handoff, McIntosh inside the 10. Oh, ball's over, man to the 5, to the goal line, touchdown, Deion McIntosh.
What a way to put an exclamation point on this win today for EMCC. There's flags on the play, extracurricular things happening. I think that's going to go against Colin. We'll see what the officials talk about there, but that was definitely after the play, so the touchdown will stand.
Wow, Deion McIntosh just bowled his way like a bowling ball through there and ran over some guys inside the 5 and just drug them to the goal line. Touchdown. McIntosh with his 16th touchdown reception this season, run this season. And the officials are going to try to sort things out. The only bad thing is it stops the clock with 52 seconds to go.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense, number 45. Touchdown is good.
So it's unsportsmanlike conduct on Kobe Wren, 6'3", 260, a defensive lineman from Shelby, Mississippi.
The penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
So the penalty enforced on the kickoff, in case you didn't hear that. So Jonathan, right now I'm looking up the score from South Mississippi. It's in the fourth quarter. Jones has regained the lead, 29-28. It doesn't tell me on here exactly how much time is left, but 29-28, Jones on top of Northwest in the fourth quarter. 52 seconds to go in this winning EMCC with the exclamation point. Snap is back, not a clean hold, and it's no good. Smith kicks it wide left.
There's another penalty flag that was thrown in at the end of the play. They may have hit the kicker.
Yeah, I think so. Glenn, what did you see on the play?
Yeah, Jonathan's got it right. Roughing the kicker. It's going to call running into the kicker, so the free kick.
That's only declined. Try is good.
Well, they said that.
They actually missed the try. I would think they would re-kick it.
I believe he's going to.
Yeah, he missed it.
It'll be half the distance, and we will retry.
All right, half the distance, and we're going to retry the kick now. Well, this game should be over.
The penalty would be half the distance, and we'll retry.
Yeah, that.
Okay, that makes sense.
He missed
now.
the kick. It was wide left because he had picked his head up and saw the rush coming. Unfortunately, it's one of those things you got to bite your teeth and kick through it. It's easier said than done, I can tell you. But it's wide left, and they'll just re-kick the try.
And as you can hear the activity on the sideline, they're calling for a football. You can't kick air and make a PAT. So the managers get that football out there where it needs to be. So a retry. Once again, it'll be a snap from Brett Burton. C.J. Goler with the hold. Ocean Springs to Columbus connection, and then Tupelo will try to put his foot into it, and that's Josh Smith. So Smith with a chance to redeem himself. Only missed 2 extra points coming in. He was 50 of 52. And they blow the play in. 52 seconds to go in this game. There's 21 to snap it to kick this PAT. Burton's ready to snap it. Goler receives it, gets it set. The kick by Smith is right through the uprights, and this time it's good. And it's now 31-7. And officials now are having to hold some of the Colin players back from messing with the EMCC players as they walk off the field.
As a Lion, you have to be really smart here. You can't let things like that.
Yeah. And they've been good today.
You can't be baited into something, you know, like they were
a couple of years
ago. Yeah, you don't want anything like that to happen. You want to come out of here clean, healthy, and ready to go. And so far, for the most part, they are healthy. other than the offensive lineman who came out just a little while ago. We'll have to Bailey Trusty check on his health, but he was limping coming off the field, and I think he's had some lower leg problems.
Well, it's a party in Scuba for sure, as they're going to be having fun tonight. This football team dancing around on the near sidelines, the kick team out having fun to the music, swaying and dancing, getting ready for the state championship. These guys are going for a third straight ring, and they're trying to continue their dominance in MAJC play. And Colin's going to be back deep to receive. The football is spotted at midfield.
You look at the score, 31-7, you think it's a blowout, but actually this has been a pretty tightly contested ball game.
Yeah. It's one of those quiet blowouts, so to speak, a quiet, a score doesn't indicate the game. Sometimes it could be a close score, doesn't indicate a dominant game, and sometimes there's a big score that doesn't indicate how a game has been played. And so the kick goes out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And EMCC will bring their defense out. Colin's going to bring their offense out. And Glenn, I think this is where the play calling could be pretty easy. Just take a knee.
Yeah.
Go in defeated formation.
Yeah, I would think if they do the classy thing, they'll either take a knee or just trying to run the football. Nothing crazy here, but you got to remember, you are playing Colin, so and it's been kind of chippy all afternoon.
Twin receivers either side. Davis takes the snap. He's back to pass, steps up in the pocket, and he is pounced on. Ball is loose at the fumble and is picked up by Owens inside the 25. They'll lose the yard back at the 24 with 40 seconds to go in this game. Clock is rolling.
EMCC unleashed the beast there on defense as they were coming.
Terrence Cherry
nailed the quarterback. The ball went flying out, and they were fortunate to be able to get back on it there. 2nd down and 11.
25 seconds to go in this game. Now 22.
Colin's got a player that is just walking back to the line of scrimmage. He's still a good 10 yards away.
And that is Kendarius Taylor.
And he's now yelling at some players on the EMCC's side, and now he's going to turn, and that's the end of the game.
31-7. The final score, and Taylor now wants to shake hands with everybody. And so everything ends well. EMCC wins the game, and there's no incidents. 31-7 the final score. Glenn Davis and Buddy Stevens meeting at the 40-yard line. Shake each other's hands. EMCC is going to play for their 3rd straight state championship a week from this afternoon, either here in Scuba or on the road in Ellisville. If things stand the way they're going right now in the 4th quarter, we'll be traveling to Ellisville. Matter of fact, Jones has just extended the lead, 36-28 on top of Northwest in the 4th quarter. So looks like we're going to be going on the air at 1:15 next week for the state championship game down at Jones in Ellisville, Mississippi. Final word from Jonathan Holmes on this game.
An exciting game for EMCC, a hard-fought game as well. They really battled. They were able to overcome some adversity. They were able to move the ball down the field, and you got to be proud for this team to come through with this win today.
I think we got a little extra time. If Buddy Stevens could be available here in just a moment. He's going right to Glenn. Let's get his comments. Glenn, you've got the floor.
Thanks, Jason. Got head coach Buddy Stevens. Coach, you got to be excited. Another state championship coming up.
Well, we hope. We got a lot of folks banged up today. The kids won in spite of a lot of adversity. I thought our guys really played with a lot of heart, a lot of character, a lot of class. Was extremely excited about the way the defense played. The offense, really, I don't think they stopped the run much all day. And guys Messiah did a really good job, throwing the ball and running the offense that we've got, the scheme. Excited that the guys held their cool when they could have lost it. We got to get well. We got a few people banged up, but just excited to be playing for another one, whoever we play.
Congratulations, Coach. That's head football coach Buddy Stevens of the EMCC Lions. What an outstanding day of football. The Lions, as he said, just could not be stopped offensively, really, when it came down to it. I would say it was the best offensive play calling that we've seen all year from the Lions, and execution.
Yeah, and of course defense did their part too. Cliff Collins, who's standing right over there beside Glenn, and they're exchanging with one another. Cliff Collins did a great job with his defensive calls as well, and I thought his defense stepped up when they were put in some precarious situations, Jonathan, in the second half where Colin kind of almost lived in EMCC territory but didn't come away with points.
Yeah, they did. They had great field position all day, and you really have to credit the scheme and the actual play of the players, too, on defense. They did a terrific job stopping Colin and not letting them get big plays, and just a huge key for EMCC.
All right, we're about 10 minutes late getting to the Mississippi State pregame show on WFCA. Other stations that are airing, you're going to be going to your regular programming here if you're not airing Mississippi State football. But that's going to do it here from Scuba. We're about to send it to Starkville, Mississippi, to Tyson Lee and Bart Gregory on the C Spire Wireless Tailgate Show as Mississippi State football gets set to take on Louisiana Tech tonight. 6:30 is the kickoff. 31-7, your final score. Number 1, EMCC defeats number 16, Colin, here in Scuba, with a chance to go on to the state championship game next week, either in Ellisville or here in Scuba. 36-28 fourth quarter, Jones leading Northwest. Jones the number 1 seed out of the South. Number 2 seed is Northwest. So the way things are looking, we're traveling on the road next week. So that's going to do it from Sullivan Wyndham Field. For Jonathan Holmes in the booth, Glenn Beard on the sideline, Scott Walters here in the booth with his spotting and stats duties, and Cameron Smith, I beg your pardon, back inside the WFCA studios, which is our flagship station. I want to thank him for his hard work on the boards and producing. I'm Jason Crowder saying so long from Scuba. Final score 31-7. EMCC wins the game over Colin. You've been listening to a production of EMCC Football on the EMCC Radio Network.